Hello and happy Sunday, all. How are we doing? Welcome, welcome, friends. Pav, why the hell? Okay, all right. Stream Elements is already broken. Here we go. It's already begun. It's already begun. God damn it, Pav. Thanks for the gifted sub, dude. I appreciate you. I'm not like, there's certain sounds I'm not hearing. There's alerts that are not happening. Dude, Stream Elements is having a stroke. Hello. How are we doing? How was everyone's weekend? Maybe it's just screwed up on the starting screen. Hold on. We'll switch over and see what happens. I don't know what's going on. Violin, hello. What's up, y'all? Phantom, good to see ya. Last Sunlight, hello. Need food? Go get food. I'm a potato. What's up, Will? Cold Sunday for you? Oh, man. All right. Why is Stream Elements having a day? Is it okay? Is it stressing out? Hey, Junior, welcome in. Welcome, 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 welcome. I'm good. What's up, Warrior? How are you? Good to see ya. I called you Warrior. Warrior. APOC mode. So I thought about that. I think what we're going to do is I think we're going to wait and do it after the weekly. Okay, I'm hearing no alerts. Are you guys hearing those? Did somebody mess with my headset? Hold on. I'm going to can I replay them from this? I think I can. You are here. Okay. Hi, Mayor. Hi, Blondie. I'm going to replay that real fast. There we go. Yep. Somebody was messing with my headset. There we go. All right. We're Gucci. All is swell, friends. All is swell. Gamer Wolf. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Friend, thank you for the subs. Holy shit. So it is September, by the way. We're doing something a little different this month. We're doing something a little different. So in general, subs are discounted for the month. Near the end of the month, there's a gifted sub thing that's happening. Yeah. Yeah. Dude, I'm telling you, it's broke. Look, it's absolutely borked. What the hell's going on? Drake, thank you so much for the gifted. I appreciate you. Davey, thank you so much for the subs. Why are they not going off? Holy hell. I don't know why they're not going off. Sorry, Stream Elements is broke today. I need to add the sounds or something to my soundboard so I can just start playing them. Davey, thank you so much for the subs. Stab, thank you for the 5. And Hanging with My Nobis, thank you for the 1. It might catch up eventually. What did I walk into? Storyteller, Stream Elements is having a day. It's having a day. Okay, yeah, here it comes. Okay. Bash, thank you for the follow. What are we playing today? It's Sunday. We're playing Phas. Stream Elements is also having a nap today. Yeah. It just had to wake up, I guess, because now it's finally starting to show up. Void, thank you for the follow. I appreciate you. So, yeah. Phas is being weird for you yesterday. You got 3 Bakes in a row. I feel like I've been getting days where I get a lot of the same ghosts in a row as well. Yeah, I feel like I've been getting the same thing. So I feel you there. I feel you there. What did it catch up to? Hold on. What did it catch up to? Quillia, thank you for the prime. There we go. Jim Bob, thank you for the gifted. Guys, thank you for the follows. Welcome in. Gonna have lunch. Back in a while. No worries, friend. I remember when I would watch the Rocket League TikTok streams. Oh my God. That was like forever ago. Break of daylight. Hello. Who's on my t-shirt? Excuse me. It's that guy. It's Toe. That's who's on my shirt. That's who. Scarlet, thank you for the bits. Stab, thank you. Oh my God. The almighty Toe. Oh. Blossom, thank you for the prime. We match. Let's go. So I was going to continue with the all difficulty tier 1 challenge, but I thought about that and I thought I don't think it would be possible to do it with what's happening. I don't think it would be possible. So we're going to save it for after the weekly tomorrow. Toe emote when? I need to talk to Break of Daylight about that. I need to talk to Break about that. We do need a toe emote. Yeah. Steve, welcome in. Oh, Poke, thank you for the 7 months. Hello. So again, like I said, let me pull up the link so you guys can see this. And then we'll get into the Phasmophobias. But today I'm above level 100. So we have the ability to prestige, but we are not going to prestige yet. So we'll do a few challenges today. Some regular runs. It's Sunday. It's comfy cozy day. And then tomorrow we'll do the weekly. And then after the weekly, I'm going right into apocalypse runs. Right after the weekly, we're going right into the apocalypse. So I have apocalypse 1, 2, and 3 to do for the challenge. We're not playing with viewers. Not today, Uni. I think, by the way, mark it for right now that Friday is going to be viewer day. Friday. Yeah. Truly Ace, hello. How are you? All right. Let me get Phasmo open. And then once I get Phasmo open, we'll switch screens. And then I'll show you guys what's happening for September. See what's happening for September. How can we join? You don't have to worry about it today. Worry about it Friday. Friday, you'll join through a bot on Twitch. And then the code will be in Discord, but the bot will be on Twitch. So yeah, that'll be Friday. Apocalypse stream at 2 a.m. for me. Yeah, time zones are fun. Time zones are a blast. But yeah, today, don't worry about it. Hey, Will, how are you? Good to see you. Hey, how are you?
Welcome back.
All right.
I've got some jobs ready for you.
Let me pull this up real quick. I didn't add this image into anything yet, into OBS. So yeah. Hi, Kayla. Welcome in. I'm not playing with anybody. I'm playing solo. Warrior. Solo day. All right. So this is what we have going on in September. This is what's happening. This is what's happening. When are we starting? In 72 minutes. I'm good, Doctor. How are you? Good to see you. Good to see ya. Wait, why didn't that show up on my... Dude, it really is having a stroke. It really is having a stroke. So, this is what we have lined up for September. I always go into this with the mentality of, if we hit it, we hit it. If we don't, we don't. Still gonna have a fun month. So, instead of having a single monthly goal, we have 10 monthly goals. And it will be in succession. So, merch giveaway, nasty soda wheel, playing with viewers, another playing with viewers day. That would happen a bit sooner than later when we reach that. That one would happen like if it happened on a Monday, we would do it on Wednesday instead. Like, so Wednesday would not be a whatever day. That would probably be a viewer day. Hot Ones Phasmo. So Hot Ones Phasmo, we explained that last time. Some of you might not have been here when we explained it. What I will do for that one is I will do a Hot Ones challenge where every game I play, I have to eat the next hottest wing. Every game until I can't handle it anymore. Yeah. Will, thank you for the bits. Panda, welcome in. Tika, thank you for the subs. So, I will not give up after the first. How dare you? I ate the spicy noodles. I think I did a damn good job. How dare? How dare? I know I'm a wimp when it comes to spicy, but still. Are we near a one? So instead of this being a daily, this will not be a daily. This will be the monthly. So that way you know when the next one is coming. So I will update to be what is happening for the month. Yeah, put some respect on it. That's right. 1K pie to the face. My kids will do that. I'm sure they'll collectively do that. And I'm sure anger will come out with that one. And then, nasty soda wheel again, a bigger merch giveaway. That one will be much larger. Chat chooses costume. So that means if we reach that in September, you guys will choose my Halloween costume that I have to wear, take photos of and video for proof. My kids will love that too. And then God forbid shit happens, 24-hour stream and then tattoo, which you guys would choose. Before we've had tattoo on there as a goal where I said it would be a Phas tattoo. No, you guys will choose what it is. My wife has approved of these things. Goo on the butt. Why is that the first thing everybody says? Yeah, a tattoo. Yes, I have one. I have one single tattoo and it's on my back. It's right here. I got it when I was 18. Need a toe costume. I don't know if I can get that arranged. Scarlett, thank you for the bits. Daddy Wags, thank you for the gifted. No, not a temp. No. A perma tattoo. My wife's response when I said that was, it's your body. I said, but the first thing I said was, if I get goo right here, I feel like you're not going to be very happy with me. What is the tattoo? You guys choose. What do you mean? What is the I don't know. If we reach that point, I will open a channel. You guys will put your suggestions. You will react to which ones you like the most, and my wife will approve. My wife is the final say at what it will be. What's the tattoo on my back? It was one of the first things I saw in the tattoo shop because I just really wanted a tattoo. It's literally a cross with tribal and fire. It didn't set in my skin very well, not on my back. How big can it be? I will decide on the size and location. That will be my decision. As for where it's going to be, I will obviously decide that. Because as of right now, I do have a day job. So I have to be very careful. Goo on the butt would definitely avoid the day job problems. Tattoos are bad in your opinion. Oh, I don't agree. I think tattoos are perfectly fine. But hey, everyone's allowed to have their opinion. If you don't like tattoos, that's why you don't get them. It should be my symbol. Oh my God. Someone else said, I think Phoenix said Reptar. I was like, I could be down for a Reptar tattoo. That'd be kind of cool. I have so many planned. Do you want us to sketch up ideas? No. You would just say. It. Warrior, do you really think that I would get a tattoo on my forehead? Father of 3, professional cinematographer, video editor that works 50 hours a week traveling for his job, gets tattoo on forehead. Probably not. Imagine a Bruce tattoo. Listen. All ideas are ideas. If you don't get a Reptar, I would riot for you. Oh, man. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right. Let's get Phasmo rocking. But yeah, so there we go. If you need to see all those again, you can do !September and it will give you the link that you can pull this image up again, or you can reference it in Discord. It's in multiple places. So you have options. Neon! Thank you for the bits, hot friend. God, level 9 hype train. Sweet Jesus. What about your nose? All right, so we're not going to listen to Warrior. What about across your knuckles? Again, I will choose where it is and I will choose how large it is. You guys are going to choose on what it is. Get a nose piercing. Shut up. I'll go to Hot Topic. There we go. Nien, thank you for the subs. That's what we'll do. I'll go to Hot Topic and get a piercing. Please no, I would not. Anonymous. I've never had a piercing before, ever. I've never had one, ever. Lightning bolt could be kind of cool. A lightning bolt could be kind of sick. Who the hell is in here anonymously? Pardon you. That must have been accidental, right? That was an accident? You slipped? Hey, Arnold? Sheesh. Okay. Again, let me repeat. We are not prestiging today. We're doing challenges today. Tommy Tom. Hi, Mr. Tom. I heard this is the place to be if you want to get goo on your butt. Well, it was a fun stream. I'll see you guys later. I think Tom's just upset because whenever he does drops, I always try to goo right in the face. Listen, you shouldn't do drops so often if you don't want me to do that. Tom, I hope you're having a great weekend, friend. Oh my goodness. I do. I'm sorry. The one day I made a video clip a while back and it was hilarious because I made it for amusement for myself. But it was of Tom's stream. Tara, thank you for the tier 3 for 1 year. Good Lord. My God. You have no idea what's going on? That's okay. We don't know what's going on either. So to be fair. Hi, Sparkle. To be fair, we also don't know what's going on. Dude, Stream Elements is having such a hard time. I'm watching the activity feed and it's just not updating. It's not updating at all. I'm not going to prestige today. No. And there's a reason for it. I would, but I want to have tier 3 items for when we do viewer day. So I don't want to prestige and then try to do a battle all week where I try to fight back up to having all tier 3. I could do that, but I'd almost rather just eat into the prestige, like into the 100 levels for this week and just not stress it. Can't hear to be fair outside of Letterkenny now. I just think of Melstream. To be fair. Do the challenge next week. The weekly challenge? I'll do the weekly when it comes out. It's always been good in practice to just keep doing it the way we're doing it, where we do the weekly on Monday and then I upload it on Tuesday. Even if I don't get the levels for it because we're going to prestige, I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about it. But we're going to warm up. We're going to warm up. Unfortunately, for those of you that are aware of the voice bug that's going on, yeah, that's not going to get fixed. Not until they drop console, I believe. So, yeah. Sorry. Hi, Shade. Hello. Yeah. Unfortunato, if you are a streamer, if you have a noisy background, you have to mute your microphone or just shit up. Fun. You have school tomorrow? Oh, no worries, Kayla. Have a good one, friend. No, not stinky devs. It's just priority. That's the problem. It's just the priority. They're focusing so hard on making sure the console's ready. But what I wonder with that is, like, there's so many bugs that are in the game. So they're going to ship to console with all those bugs? I never asked about that. I don't know. I mean, I could. Oh, fix the blurb. Oh, yeah, Roxy. I will. I'm sorry. I will, friend. I promise I will. Your dog got you? Well, think about it, though. Like, there's no way they're going to have all of it fixed by the time console comes out. There's no way. Like, we have that door bug that's going on right now inside of the game where it's, like, massive broken. Like, you can get out of the map on, like, every map you can get out by using a door because of an update they did. That's going to ship to console? Or is it like, no, we're fixing all of these things for when console is coming. Maybe they're afraid to release an update right now because it could cause more problems. I don't know how that's going to work, man. I don't know. Console, it's such a touchy subject because console is not like Steam. You can't just finish an update and go send it. You have to get it approved by Sony and by Xbox. So like by Microsoft, it's like, it's going to take time. So the updates, when we get them, are going to take longer. I don't know. I don't know. You got me. Miss, welcome in. Thank you for the follow. All right, let's get to cracking. let's get to cracking. We're going to start with a nice little nightmare on Ridgeview Street. I think today what we'll do, maybe we'll do a couple random randoms, some no evidence, some just, it's Sunday, it's cozy day. So yeah, let's do the ting. Is it dropping on all consoles? All new gen. So new
We've arrived. Check this.
Xbox, PS. It's not going to be available for like Xbox One or anything. Yeah, just new gen consoles. Just new gen.
This must be the reason that the ghost was summoned here.
No bugs, just features. Heyo.
You may be able to use
Heyo.
it to your advantage.
Some comfy, cozy Phasmers. That's right. Wish it was on PS4, but it's not. Yeah, probably has to do with optimization and things like that. Yep. Yep. All right, let me go over here and do the ting. Let me do the ting. How we doing, Olive? Hello, friend. Okay. Sorry, I didn't get things set up on all the places. I failed. I failed miserably. Hold, please. Hold. Hold. All right, we're going to try to go over here today, and I don't know if that's going to work. It probably won't, but I'm going to try anyway. Look at the case number I see. We're getting up there, man. We do be getting up there, though. Let's go there. Do one of those guys. With a side of one of these. Take that. Go over there. Papa Smurf. What the hell, dude? Hi. Holy moly. Holy moly. All right, I think we're good to go. All right, let's rock. We'll start with some nightmare and then we'll see what happens from there. We're not going to do, again, I repeat, we are not doing the all difficulty tier 1 continue today. We are going to continue that tomorrow after the weekly. After the weekly. Yeah. All right, we have Carlos Smith, 25%, witness a ghost event, and capture a photo. Capture a photo. Say about Tanglewood. Oh, I didn't change these back. You know what? I like the tier 2. That's fine. That's fine. Emia, thank you for the prime. Welcome. I like the tier 2 headgear. Prestiging for the weekly? Probably not. No, the reason that I'm not is because we're having a viewer day on Friday, and I don't want to lose all my gear. All right. I don't want to lose all my gear. This is risky. How old are you? Where are you? Goodbye. Basement. Check. I think it's a Raiju. That sounded normal in the basement and fast up here. Here, we can test it like this. We'll do one more hunt. We'll do one more hunt and see what it does. I'll turn this off when it comes upstairs. Hi, Sparkle. Astral Spirit, hello. Said it was a Raiju. I feel like you didn't say it was a Raiju. Are you doing no evidence? That wasn't the plan, but I mean, I wanted to know where it was, so I was like, well, we might as well let it hunt, so why not? Hi, Jamie. Rotator, I'm good. How are you, friend? So if it comes upstairs in its normal speed, what I can do is I can wait for it to pass by us once. When it passes by once, normal speed, then I'll turn on electronic and we'll see how it flies. Follow on YouTube. Now you're on Twitch. Well, welcome in, friend. It's great to have you. Come on, dude. Hunt. Let's rock. Siraj. Nah, it's still a mare. Imagine I leave the building and it's a mare. I'd be upset. I'd be a little upset. Our sanity is so low. It's another question. That's not. I'm within hunting range. We know that because it just hunted. The only thing that could be possible would be if I made a cursed hunt, but it's going to hunt in the next 5 seconds, so I might as well wait. It's a big hello. What's up, Das? Or 10 seconds. I'm about to go do hide and seek. What is going on? It's gonna be one of those days. It's gonna be one of those days, huh? Imagine my sanity's not low enough because it's actually a mimic that changed ghosts. Astral, thank you for the 9 months. Only lurking. I appreciate you, dude. No, it's not a curse. Well, no. No, it's not a cursed hunt because I didn't. The hunt was not initiated because of the board. I dropped my sanity with the board, but if I break the board, that's a cursed hunt. Or if I do hide and seek, which breaks the board, then it's a cursed hunt. I don't know what is going on right now. How old are you? How did you die? Goodbye. Choked. That's what they get. Cursed hunts are insane on multiplayer. Well, it's on multiplayer with at least nightmare because then the hunt continues, which makes it way more fun. Way more fun. Wolfen! Oh my goodness. Hello, fine sir. Oh, there we go. Finally. Holy crap. Mr. Wolfen, how was your stream? Normal speed. Okay. Now we give it electronics. Welcome in, guys. How are we doing? Thank you so much for coming in with the raid. It's not going to come downstairs. I'm going to break the damn board. Oh, I hate you so much. F this. Do you like chips? Damn, dude. All right. It likes spicy chips. Wolfen, I hope you had a great stream, friend. I was lurking you there for a bit today when I was away. Because we're not going to watch the Lord of the Rings, Peggy. Have a good watch party, friend. I like those weird veggie straw things. My kids loved those. We don't get them as much anymore. There we go. All right. Well, we never left that front area. But now we're gonna go take some sanity so we can do this stuff. Great time, lots of fun guesses. Got killed by Dixper from JR and had a lot of okay. Is Dixper still like, is it fixed in any way, shape, or form? I had someone asking me about that the other day. Bringing up like the last time I used it regularly, and I'm like, dude, it's been probably like a year. It's been quite a long time. We don't need a hunt, right? No. We'll just take all the sanities. We'll take it all. Oh, because I'm sure my sanity is so low. No, okay. Don't have any issues now. From what I've seen from people that are friends that use it, like between you and Tom and some others, According to my lawyers, the ghost touche. JR has a point. That is pretty factual. Hey, Nunu. From what I remember from seeing everyone else use it, when you try to play a single card, it's still broken in the sense that like 3 cards will get played at once. They still have not fixed that. Is that correct? Already got this on. Here, we'll use our headlamp. They got rid of the 3-card play. I think Tom was still experiencing it. It's like Phasmo with no bugs. Right. It's embedded into their being. It's what they are. All right. You're down here. So we'll just do this. Go. I had 4 cards trigger at the same time last week. It just makes sense. What does the Hermit card do? The Hermit card locks the ghost in its room for 60 seconds. Ghost got 60 seconds. And change the LED color? You can. You can indeed. But Mr. Wolfen, I'm not sure what your plans are for the rest of the day, friend. I don't know if you have work or if you get to kind of just chill, hopefully. Hang out with the wifey and the pets and the chills and the whatnots. But I appreciate you, friend. Thank you so much again. I think if you've not reloaded Dixper, I think you have access to 3. But if you have new install like I do, I had to uninstall. I only had an option of 1 now. Well, even with the option of 1, people were still getting it. Learning how to play the game? Hey, let's go. All right, we got this. We got this. We need a ghost photo and we need to witness an event. So we're going to go hang out with Ghosty Shorts. And yeah, let's go take this down there and go chill. We all need Finn's Dixper. Yeah. Hey, Cap. Oh, my Lanta. They should make the ghost throw you around or drag you to the other room. You know, dragging to the other, like dragging you somewhere could be kind of cool, like very Ghost Watchers-esque. That could be pretty neat. Oh, we need to go find the bone. Oh, we need to go on a boner hunt. Oh, but we need a ghost photo. Hey, I would love a ghost photo. Hey, is the juice down here? Of course, it's going to be in the garage, isn't it? Oh, F you, dude. The one time I needed to be here. Whatever. Whatever. Hate it here. Yeah, it's in the garage. Carlos Smith. I need a photo. I just watched the APOC 2 video with the very kind Yuri. Yeah, I don't get many of them. Could use dots. Let's see. What is our Raiju? Raiju, what are you going to give me? It could be dots. We could try. It's not a bad idea. Let's go give it a shot. Sinister! Sinister, thank you for the subs. Hello, friend. All right, we have hiding. We need the bone. We've got the juice. We can turn on some lights. All the things. All the stuff. All the stuff. Royal, what the f are you guys doing, dude? First goal has been met. Oh my god. Royal, thank you so much, dude. Thank you guys for the subs. Holy F. Hey, bone. Roger that. Ay, ay, ay. Ay, ay, ay. What do I need? Not you. I need a photo of you. We've got the bone. Oh, dots. Oh, yeah. We want to go get dots because that might be a possibility. Oh, yeah. Raiju speeds up with photo camera in hand. That is correct. Yeah, if you have an electronic, the Raiju can speed up as long as it's within range. Thank you for the follows. Welcome in. We will do the first of the goals for the month, which is a merch giveaway, which we'll do after this. Dots. Everybody. And we're bringing another one of these. We don't need it to hunt. Raiju does not have forced evidence. No. No, we're hoping. We're hoping it gives us dots. Worst ghost item is a music box? Well, that's nay. It's the best item. If you, in my opinion, if you think that the music box is the worst item, that means you're not using it correctly. That's a blurb, isn't it? You son of a bitch. For a second there, I thought that was real. God damn it, Papa. God damn it. I knew it. I knew it. No. That's usually what happens, or I guess that's what I notice, is that people that don't like the music box, they don't understand all the things you can do with it. I think the worst items, in my opinion, are the circle, and unfortunately, I hate to say this, Frank. Oh shit. Where is it? What? So what game are we playing? We're going to quit Phasmo. Phasmo's gone. We're leaving forever. I was here. The ghost was here. You're telling me this shelf stopped me from getting a 3-star? Rocket League? Dude, bet. Let's go. Well, guess what? We don't need a 3-star ghost photo. We just need a ghost photo. So, thanks and bye, jerk. I didn't get the pinky toe. I knew there was something I missed. I knew it. Minecraft. Well, at least you know what? Hey, thanks to being allowed to delete 2 photos, we were able to still get our perfect game. So, you know what? I'll take it. And we never actually got any evidence for this run, so. I should play Phasmophobia? Nah, that game sounds stupid. That game sounds dumb. I don't know who plays that. Imagine a Minecraft version of Phasmo. There is one. There is one. We played it like 2 years ago, probably. Thank you, deleted photos. To totally play Minecraft Phobia. I have. I've played it. I played that version. I played a Roblox version. I played a Fortnite version. I played all kinds of versions. Yeah, we've done them all. All right, we're gonna do another one before we get cracking. But before we do that, though, we have a merch giveaway to do because we've reached our first goal. So, hold please. When Phasmo VR, whenever I can get it figured out. Right now, I've just been having a lot of trouble. With it. The optimization is just really not there, and it's been kind of annoying. It's not been fun. Irish Nightmare, welcome in. How are you, friend? Should play Rocket at Phasmophobia League. The merch, it comes from Fourth Wall, so it does ship internationally, but I believe there are limitations. So if you check the Fourth Wall site, you can see if it's possible or not. Yeah. Spuggy, hello, how are you? Spicy Pam, hello. All right, let me put in my information. Social security number, pet's first name, all that jazz. Why did the music just mute itself? Okay. That was weird. That was odd. I don't know why I did that, because the music was not actually muted. Yeah, that was really weird. Tyler, hello. What's up, Michelle? What map is best for amateur? It's not a bad idea just to start on Tanglewood. Starting on Tanglewood is not a bad idea at all. Here we go. I got to do the authenticator app. Hi, Laura. How are you? Don't get me wrong. I'm not necessarily complaining about that. It's for safety, so that's not bad. Yeah, Tanglewood's not bad at all. My favorite map is Willow, just because of the layout. But Tanglewood's really good because you have a lot of good looping spots. All right, we're almost there. We're almost ready. Not the authenticator. Again, it's not a bad thing. I mean, it's there to protect you. Your favorite map is Willow? No way. I know. One day it's going to change. One day it's actually going to change. How are you, Mail? Wait for it. That's not what I meant for wait for it. That's not. Thank you, Cleater. That's not what I meant. Sorry, I'm waiting for this thing to process so we can actually do the giveaway. Hi, Violet. Gosh darn it. Skeet up, bot up. Yeah. Sorry, it's processing for 1,500 years. Haven't left tired mode yet. Either have I. I know, it's still processing. I don't want to leave that screen because I'm afraid if I do, that it's going to like fail or something. So I'm just waiting patiently. When that does happen, you'll see something pop up in chat for the merch giveaway. Like that. So if you type the word join into Twitch chat, you could win some merch. There we go. Holy moly, dude. It's like all of the internet today is just struggle bussing. You think Bleasdale's better? Hey, there you go. I don't hear too many people say that Bleasdale's their favorite, so that's cool. Remember, join. The word is join, friends. Join. And it is for a Plushies Attack shirt because it is one of my favorite ones in the store. One of my favorites. Thank you, Davey. Even my chat is lagging. Like, dude, everything is having a hard time today. So if I'm really slow on response, I'm sorry. The message might not have come through for me yet. Somebody win. Spicy Pam won. Excuse me. You're the driver? Well, stop it. Spicy Pam. Enjoy the merch, friend. Hey, Maybe, how are you? All right, let me adjust this, and then we'll be back to rocking. Shadow, I'm good. How are you? Good to see you. All right. My kids asked me today if they're like, hey, can we play the N64 today? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Oh, whoa. Hold on, wait, is there another? Oh, I know why. It's got this. Get out of here. Day 2 of the events. I'll be lurking. No worries, you're good, friend. Proud father. I was very proud. Absolutely best console. My favorite console. I played a lot of Dreamcast, but I have a bunch of N64 games, and I have 4 controllers, which means that we can do Mario Kart 64 as the fam game. Yes. You watched the Lockdown Protocol vid? Hey, let's go. Let's go. All right. You've never played? Oh, man. It's one of those things. The nostalgia is just off the charts. It's just off the charts. What's N64? I feel really bad for you. Listen, I wasn't like there when the Atari was released, but I know what an Atari is. You gotta culture yourselves, man. Look back at the past a little bit. Damn. The original Nintendo, so do I. It's on the shelf. It's right behind me. Dr. Mario Kirby, there we go. Get cultured. That's right. I just haven't played it. Yeah. It's definitely a lot of fun. It's still a lot of fun even today. People asking what it is hurts. Hi, Johnny. How are you? All right, we're updated. We're good to go. We're ready to rock. All right, the next goal is updated. That's there. That's ready. All right, on to our next map. I'll let you guys vote for this one since it's going to be a regular nightmare. And then maybe after this, we'll do a no evidence, and then we'll do a random. Today, it's kind of chill day, but kind of not. You have your N64 oh, wait. You have an N64 fun to play? Dude, it's so good. It's so good. All right. Your vote counts once. Where are we going? 1 through 14. Hi, Izu. Good to see you. Your vote counts once. You're doing a project on Dreamcast and N64? What do you mean by a project? Like, for just a random, like, school project? If so, that's pretty cool. Laura, there's not, because it's only, I can't do multi. I can't have it across. I wish I could. Stupidly enough, it doesn't allow for it. How do you identify a Goryo if there's no dots? If you're doing a no evidence run, a Goryo can't change rooms. So as your sanity gets lower and the hunt goes on, if it's still continuing to hunt from the same room, there's a good chance that it's a Goryo. Really, it's one of those ghosts where you narrow down the other ones. Like, it can't be this one. It can't be this one. That's the way that I do it. It's, you're looking at what can't it be. So I did this. That means it can't be this. Cross it off. I did this. It can't be this. I cross it off. Yeah. Love the vids. Go to sleep. Watch one. Oh, I appreciate you. Thank you, Vars. Thank you. All right. I'll give you a few more seconds. Hey, Yeti. Yeah. That's the way that I've always done it. I've always done it with just narrowing it down. Which LED color is your favorite? I don't know if I have a favorite. I mean, I always have blue set. But then that's why I have the colors that are there, because I think they all look good. All right. We are going to Willow. Ooh. Are we feeling kind today? Oh, my. Random didn't win. I know. This is weird. I don't know what's going on. Yetting, thank you so much, friend. We're not playing with viewers today, Fernando. It's probably going to be on Friday. Friday is going to be our viewer day. Yeah. Okay. Let's go to Wheelers. And then, like I said, after this, we will probably do a no evidence run, and then we'll do random and yada, yada, yada. Yada, yada, yada. Love Willow. I do too. I just love the layout. I don't know. It's my favorite. It's been my favorite for quite a long time. It's been my favy. Been my favy. Made my day. How did I didn't make your day. I didn't make your day. Chat made your day. It wasn't me. It was the one-armed man. Cosmic, thank you for the subs. Hello, friend. All right. Linda Corrigan, Crucifix, Firelight, Ripple. Let's see what we can do. Dude, I might honestly, as long as we have the ability to use equipment, I might start using the tier 2 more. Because the nice thing is, although yes, it is definitely beneficial to have night vision and be able to see like that, but like this right here, this look when walking around, especially when you have like a video camera in your hand, is still one of the better ones in my opinion. Still one of the better ones in my opinion. Got the juice. No hiding. Okay. You prefer the tier 2? A lot of people do. I think a lot of people prefer the tier 2 for sure. Let's search for the cursed and the bone. Cursed and bone. No Frank. Okay. You haven't even unlocked the headgear? Oh, man. It's going to be it, isn't it? You son of a... Hi, Crow. How are you, friend? I don't like the filter on the goggles. It hurts my eyes after a while. That was a random stumble. All right. The best cursed? Oh, I disagree. I disagree. What's our objectives, though? Firelight, prevent with a crucifix, and repel. I can't do all that in one shot. I want to know where the ghost is, though. Boner jam. At least you can drain the sanity. That's probably the one thing I do like about the circle. If I need to drain my sanity, I know that I can. So if there's a benefit to it, that's definitely it. I haven't heard anything, friends. I haven't heard a damn thing. Ghost in the bedroom. Roger that. Roxy! With the hoodie. The Plushies Attack hoodie. Get wrecked nerd. And someone else got a shirt. What the hell? Thank you, guys. Dude, I've been loving that merch so much. Any chance I can to wear the Plushies Attack shirt, I wear it. Where are you? It's very warm in the house. Holy hell. It's 20 degrees Celsius. It's going to be basement, isn't it? Did I just hear it? Hey, Broadway, welcome in. Son of a bitch. We knew it. We knew it was coming. Devil, thank you for the Prime. Thank you so much for the 14 months. Oh my goodness. Psychic Knight's Plushies Attack shirts came in. I love it so much. Dude, they're so freaking comfy. God, I love the fourth wall shirts. I literally, like, when I said that they are 90% of my wardrobe that I wear on a regular basis, it's just facts, because I try, with how comfy they are, to wear them as much as I possibly can. To work, to whatever. I mean, unless it's a film day, then I have to wear one of those shirts. But that's fine. Lizard, thank you for the lurk. You hate Willow because of the basement ghosts? I still like it. Yeah, thank you guys for the follows. LK, Akua, perfect. Welcome. Hi, Lizzie. Yeah, we get basement ghosts all the time. All the time for sure. This time we're going to do it a little different. This time we're going to check for UV. Who designs the merch? Different peeps. Different peeps for different stuff. The Plushies Attack shirt is by Inu, who was in chat not too long ago. But they posted the original image in Discord. Hi, Immortality. How are you? No orbs. Okay. I'm good. Oh, there's our breath. Okay, so it's out here somewhere. Out here somewhere. We out here. Let's do... Okay. Couldn't even hear it. Thank you. All right. It steps in the salt sometimes and doesn't actually walk. It's so annoying. Sorry you're late. You're fine. No worries. Okay, no freezing. Make sure we double check again for footies. Because if it shows up now, we would know it's an obake. All right. Nothing. We have no footies. No phalanges that I can see. We have no orbs. So let's go get more equipment. So do you look for these designs or do you just kind of find them? It just depends. Sometimes I ask for them to be made. Sometimes I see something that someone has made, like fan made art or something that I really like, and then I pay them to use it. To find the bone. I did. I just haven't taken a photo of it yet. Just haven't taken a photo. Edgefield? Edgefield's a great map. That's a great map. I'm gonna pop in and say hi. Gotta go to work. Happy work time, Cosmic. Appreciate you. Yeah, I love all the small maps are great. All of them. Hi, Aaron. Oh yeah, there's some amazing artists. Absolutely amazing artists. Where are you? Are you near? Where are you? Are you near?
Taken away.
You're taken away. Where are you?
taken away.
Are you near? Where are you? Where are you? Are you near? Where are you? Are you near? Where are you?
Taken away.
Are you near? Where are you? Are you near? Where are you? Taking a wee. Where are you? Are you near? Where are you?
It's far and wide.
God damn it. It's not a Dio. Why not? You know what? I'm going to let that actually scan. We're going to let that scan. It's not like it was upset the third time. Yeah. Mother of bees. Hello. Hi, Daisy. All right. So spirit box is all we have so far. Because the best ghosts are insanely rare. No, that's not how it works. It's a 1 in 24 chance of getting every one of these ghosts. It's not like you have a less chance of getting another one. It's complete RNG. Completely. Hi, Megan. When did I start playing Phas? Regularly, like 3 years ago, probably. Shut up, Srash. All right, let's watch this for a second. Maybe we'll get lucky and it'll write in the book. Or it'll give us dudes. Thanks to the likes, guys. Yeah. Been playing it regularly for like 3 years. Yeah, Tyler, someone else was just talking about that. I think they were talking about with Wraiths or Obakes and about how they've been getting like the same ghost in a row a bunch of times. I've been seeing that recently. There is no rarest ghost. Again, it's a 1 in 24 chance. So it's not a rarest ghost. Your most common ghost is going to be different than my most common ghost. Complete RNG. Do developers have other cursed objects in the works or in mind? I don't know. I would only assume that they have ideas, but they have not talked about them. So I'm not sure. I don't know. It's like you're obsessed or something. Oh, brother. Ugh. Just got twins 5 times the other day. Listen, I don't mind if it's a different speed ghost. I'm not seeing anything though. So let's get the camera. Let's get this and let's get this. What do we need to do? We need crucifix, firelight, and rappel. There's no candle down there, unfortunately. Brother, ooh. Caution, welcome in. Difficulty, this is nightmare right now. The next run we do will probably be a no evidence run. I swear the first time ever session in a shade for me. Oh God. What a tone to set. Imagine having 3 URAs back to back. I think I did. I'm fairly certain I did have multiple URAs back to back. All right. All right, dude, chill. Let's check our temps. Freezies. So we have you and you. I did not see orbs. Did that current? Okay. Yeah, we got the bone. We got the bone. Put on a jacket. Was that a true twin interaction? Did I just talk over it? Did you hear that? It threw a can over here. Sorry, Booba. It threw a can over here and then threw something, the hammer over here. I'm going to be too late for it. Yeah. I heard it. I absolutely heard it. I'm pretty positive we have twins. Firelight, repel, crucifix. All right. Yeah, I feel like I never get a chance to really hear twin interactions that much anymore. They change sound at some point, and it's really hard to hear stuff from further away. But the basement's only so big, so it can only go so far. Bone acquired. It was right in my face. I didn't mean to look. I feel bad. Okay, dude, was that the book? You son of a bitch. Oh no, ghost fart, run! Run! Stop chasing me! Is the twins two separate ghosts? No, it's one. Twins is a single ghost. What if we took a boob pic and it was a 3-star? I don't think you can actually get a photo of the mannequin as an interaction, which is kind of silly. I don't think you can. Maybe you can. Maybe you just have to get it in time. We'll have to try it out. What do the ghost farts do? So the ghost fart is a event from the ghost, and that one important information or piece of information is that it can't be an Oni if it does that. Yeah. Diet Goth, thank you for the 7-month Prime. Welcome back. Hey, do you want to show up for a photo? That'd be cool. I don't want to do it like this. I guess I could. I need a firelight anyway. Let's go get a firelight. We'll leave a smudge there. We'll do that there. There we go. There we go. We got stuff to get. Promise, thank you for the lurk. What games do I play? Lots of different games. If you go to the tubes and you go to my random, I forget what the playlist is called. It's random or something like that. You can see all the different stuff we play. It just depends. That door's freaking out. We're not going to watch that for long. Jesus. How many photos do I need? 3? That's one of you. And we need a firelight and a crucifix. So we're going to bring you and you. Only the Oni cannot do that. So if you get that mist ball, you have to see the mist. Like, it has to be the mist ball. It can't. There's another event that happens where the ghost will walk at you and then it will do that hissing sound kind of close to it. Not that. It has to be the ghost ball. It has to be. All right. I have this. Oh, we should be ready. Does the ghost have freezing? Because I can use it at my place. It's too warm. Ghost, do you want to go live with them? They could use a friend. Let's go here. Right here. You've been walking around a lot over there, but we're going to do this. There we go. Let's go get the photo camera. Oh, it was the child. It was so short. It was so short that I didn't see it there. Sorry. That was my bad. I was looking around the corner. I didn't even see it. All right. You could have like done one of these. Like, hello. Stupid kid. Hey, come walk in the salt, you turd. Ew, a child, brother. Ew. All right. Or that. So we get that, and then we can get. Wait. I don't need a photo, right? No. All right, we're cool. We Gucci. Hey, blow the firelight out. Ever heard of this guy called Flash? Plays Phaz. Not very good at it. I heard about that guy. I wouldn't trust him. Hey! Hey, kid! And I got to repel, so. There we go. Look at you. I'm proud of you. Here, give me you. It might eat the other one, and that's okay. Dude, stop kicking the breaker. I feel like ghosts have an increased chance to kick the breaker now. So many breaker trips. It's insane. Come on, ghost here. You can do it. What we should do, we should go get a backup smudge. I can play Phaz until it comes to no evidence. Oh, that's just a matter of time. The more you play, the more confident you're going to get, the better you can do. But if you treat a no evidence like a long extended nightmare run, it's honestly the way to do it. Instead of being able to use evidence to cut down on the ghosts, use other things like the speed and visually, all that stuff. Yeah. Plenty of ways. Cruci burn? All right, there we go. Now it can hunt. Now it can hunt. And now we wait. Can never tell the blinks apart. Again, that's just one of those things where it's the more you play, the more used to it you get. But there's videos. There are videos that can show you the difference between the blinks. I know Mike has like a video that he shows where it shows all three: regular, ghost, phantom, and Oni, because they're the ones that are different. Technically speaking, a Dio is different, but there's no confusion with the Dio. Had a ghost yesterday, trip the breaker like 4 times in like 10 minutes. And it wasn't a Hantu, right? Listen. Listen to the speed, because it's a twin. Hello, child. You're gross. I hate your face. All right, we can leave. It's the faster twin, right? Yeah. Yep, just a little bit faster. In Ridgeview yesterday, and it also repeatedly flipped the breaker while I was there. I don't... They had to have done something. I have no doubt in my mind they did something. Yeah. No doubt in my mind. Ay, ay, ay. Not the child.
Welcome back. I've prepared some jobs for you.
It's a brother. Child. Also, something else that I didn't realize. I didn't realize till yesterday, because I was convinced that they took away your ability to take away for multiple people to take pictures of the same salt. And because they had that update where they stopped you from being able to take pictures of the double pictures of interactions, but they never took away the salt. And I didn't know that because I always play on solo, so I never actually get to see that happen. So, fun fact, if you have technically if you have 4 of you and you don't need a ghost photo, you lay down what, 3 things of salt, and all of you take pictures of the same pile, like 3 piles, and there you go. There's all your photos. So you go, save yourself some time. Yeah. Hey, Othpro, what's up, dude? Max, we're not. Today's not a viewer day, friend. Friday will be. Friday will be. Would you say that twins are the hardest to identify without evidence? No, twins are definitely one of the easier ones. Run ads for a bathroom break? I don't, no, we don't need ads. We're okay. I think ads played in the midst of what we were doing. We're still good. We're good. If anybody, I mean, please do, if you need to go to the bathroom, go to the bathroom. I play solo way too often. Yeah, so do I. No, twins are definitely not one of the harder ones. If anything, twins are probably one of the easier ones. T, thank you for the sub. Welcome back. Nikki, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. All right, let's do a custom so we can do no evidence. Yeah. Custom, preset, nightmare, ghost. I just need to decide where I want to do it. The worst are the mimic, right? No. Nay. No, there are way worse ghosts to get for no evidence runs. Gorios can suck, but they don't change rooms. So that's not that bad. The Ure, if it decides not to use its ability, that sucks. Nothing you can do about that. Yeah, Ure, the only way to identify a Ure, it says that it can't leave its room if you use your incense for 60 seconds. I don't even know. I have to actually try that. We've had random games where the Ure has done barely any abilities at all, and then we've had other games where it's done it 8 times. So hit and miss. So hit and miss. Okay. No evidence. Where do I want to go? Where are the last places that I went? Have the hardest time with Goryo and Ure? Yeah. Yeah, Goryo is legit. Just a matter of time. It's you just have to wait continually, like drop your standing and continually make it hunt or be interactive and do everything so to see if it changes. Spirits, Goryo, Myling. Myling is not that tough because of sound. Spirit, you can smudge and find out. But yeah, Goryo sucks. Restricted. prison, woodwind. Ooh, I don't know the last time I did a woodwind. No evidence run. It's probably been a minute. I used the door closed test for Yuri. The door closed test? I mean, the Yuri, you can't like test that. That's just the ghost using its ability. So you have to make sure the doors are open. You can help it. Just broke 100 hours in Phas. Nice. It takes a century. Yeah, it definitely can. Yeah, hi, Cat. Let's do Camp Woodwind. I haven't done a no evidence in Camp Woodwind in quite a long time. So let's do a no evidence at Camp Woodwind. I think that sounds good. Is there a challenge today? Today is comfy day. I was going to continue my all difficulty tier 1 challenge that old Tommy Tom had created, but we're going to continue that tomorrow. We're going to continue that tomorrow after the weekly. Today, we didn't know what today was going to be like, so I was like, it's the first day of the month. September is here. Let's just nice chill. We're going camping. That's right. We're going camping. Ghost started hunting my first game. It shut the door. Can you guess what I did? What ghost did I pick? Did you immediately pick a Yuri? Froggy, welcome in. How are you? Hey, Pren. What's up, Lauren? All right, let's go camping. I'm fearful. The room boundaries on this map suck.
All right, we're here. Take a
But
look at
we're
the
going to make the
instruments
most of it.
and prepare accordingly before starting the
All right,
investigation.
Jay Sweeney, Firelight 25% and EMF. Those are not that bad. They are definitely not that bad. And it's snowing. Dang it. No mirror. No Frank. I like to close these so that way I know if the ghosty opens it. Ooh. Ooh. Am I getting ghost farted on? Hey, I just got here. Where was that? Oh God. That's over here, yes? Is that on the log? I think it's on both. All right. It's over here somewhere-ish. So, can already say that it can't be an Oni because it did the ghost fart. So that's canceled. But we want to get, what do we want to get over there? So it's hanging out around the middle, which is around this area here. So let's get our crucifixes over there. Let's get some salt over there. It's not a mare. It just did this. Walking in salt. It's not a wraith. Okay. All right. So we know it's not you. We know that it's not you. Give me a sec. I need to check on something. It's a mare. You just don't know. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. There we go. There we go. Aber, I can see it just fine, friend. The one thing that I can't see is there's no messages that are coming through, which is really strange, and I don't know why. Hold, please. Why are there no messages coming through? Hold on. I want to try to fix this because there's messages happening and I can't see them. Yeah, Ninja. I just noticed. I was like, I don't know why that's not coming through. I bet I know why. Had that issue when I joined on that side. Yeah, it's freaking weird. Freaking weird, dude. All right, so maybe I do this. I go like that. I go like this. I close that. I reopen that. Maybe now it'll work. Now I see messages. Okay, cool. Fixed it. There we go. I fixed it. That's all right. We'll just cut. Come right back to this. We're good. Hi, Nikki. How are you? No, the issue was I didn't see the messages. Yeah, No, I know that I am, Ninja. The messages weren't coming through because I have a multi-chat that brings all the messages together into one, but it wasn't bringing them from that side. Yeah. I don't know why. All right. We're good to go. So we know it's not a Wraith. Let's see. I could do an Onryo test real fast while our sanity is high. Actually, here, let's do this. Do this. Let's do this. The first message I see, can I play? Cool. Go there, go there. Can I stop holding now? If you want to. If you want to. Thank you, Olive. Get this, get that. And, I mean, we're just going to keep doing the things. What's up, Eric? Imagine I get a Banshee scream or something. All right, so you are vocal. All right. Now, I don't want another flame lit because we're doing an Onryo test. So if this is an Onryo, it'll blow out these 3 flames and it will hunt within 7 seconds. Put that there. There we go. Oh, I'm going to go. Yeah. Let me get this flashlight. Come here. Oh, no, another ghost fart inbound. No. No. Leave me alone. Okay, we dodged it. We're fine. We're fine. Do I have hiding anywhere? Oh, there's Slendy. I see you. Peeking out from around the corner. The only hiding... Wait, let me check yellow. Ah, yes. And the bone. Let's go. Didn't know he could be there. There's 3 spots that he can be here. Back there where the fireflies are, over there, and also in front of the truck. Come on. Come on, what are you waiting for? Red tent. Oh, no, I like the yellow tent. The yellow tent hiding is where it's at. That's where it's at. I love this spot. This spot's my jam. Come on. Blew out 1. Blew out 1. Almighty, thank you for the prime. Here, do you want them further? Is that the issue with the tissue? Here. Here. There you go. There you go. See you, Ninja. Have a good one, man. My hands fell off. I'm holding... Shut up. Sleeping bag stack is too strong. No! It's perfect strength. It's perfect. Will you please... Can't even see you. Holy moly! Why would you do that? Oh, God. All right. Well, it can't, again, it can't be a mare. It can't be a mare. So that light breaking really doesn't mean anything. Stop trying to hit me with your ghost farts, you sicko. No. Leave me alone. He literally did say, oh, now you can see me. Yeah. Oh, there's 2. Okay. Give me a 3rd. We're just trying to cancel out ghosties of what it can be. There's 3. If it hunts. You did say you couldn't see. I did. Okay. Probably not. Go ahead and cross you off. The ones that are normal speed hunting ghosts, you want to just get out of there. You just want to get rid of them. I can't see you. I'm going to go get a camera. Completely invisible. Completely invisible. Give me you. Are you not entertained? We're not going to get evidence. No, this... Did it just throw... Did you see it throw something by the campfire? Did you see that? Do I need a photo of you? No. Roger that. Let's get this other one while we're here. Might as well. What does picking up the bone do? Collects evidence. Oh, what do you want? You can't be an Oni. Why do you keep showing up, dude? Gotcha. Well, you didn't disappear, so you're not a phantom. Roger that. All right, I have the double smudge at the ready. Let's go get... Satana Hantu? 2-star photo. How dare you? You made me look. You made me look. Uh-oh. How low is my sanity right now? I guess low enough to hunt. I guess low enough to hunt. Casey, thank you for the 3 months. You son of a biscuit. You're not a djinn. Guess that's good to know. It's another one we can cross off the list. Okay. Dude, are you a banshee? It's not doing it right now, but let's run. Let us run. Another singing event, to be specific. Hunting? Careful, SpongeBob. Oh. Check, check, check. Okay, we're good. Is this a myling? Although, did you... I need to hear it hunt again. I need to hear it hunt again. That sounded fast. Bro, listen, you're completely invisible. Come on, man. Okay. I think it walked into the salt. I never go off in the corner. I just wait for the ghost to come to me. So if the ghost room is out of camera view, no orbs. Got all the strats. I have a crucifix here, so if it does turn out to be a banshee. Ooh, it ate the other one. Okay. And it just kicked the breaker again. You sack of crap. We're on the move. We're on the move. Cater Tots, hello, friend. What the? How many burns do I have on that thing? Okay, now that crucifix is done. That's good to go. Let's go get this one on. Here we go. Right now, we just want to hear the speed. That's pretty normal. I really thought it was going to walk in on us. Okay. I'm super sus of a myling. Super sus. It's through a lot of shit, though. Let's do... Hold on. I'm going to try this. Oh, you suck. Shh. I knew that wasn't real, you turd. Damn it. I'm trying to get away from it. I can't do a myling test with you if you keep doing this. All right, new idea. New idea. It's not, no, the reason it's an annoying ghost is because it's woodwind. All ghosts are annoying on woodwind. All of them. Every last one of them. All right, we still have our smooges, so now we can triple smooge. How many photos do I need? I need 3. Okay. Yeah. I didn't even realize the tubs were there. Son of a biscuit. That's not a myling. It's not a myling. Nay. See my flashlight not blinking, but I can hear the footsteps. What's up, Max? Oh, he ran. So... You are not a myling. Mr. Mike! Mike! What up, homie? We'll stay over here. Let's hang out right here. Hi, nerds. Hi, nerd! Robin. Hunting? Hey. Hey. Are you is that a Pulte? Was that a Pulte? Did it just yeet all the things that are in front of me? I think it might be a Pulte. I agree, no touchy. I did say earlier, that it looked like it threw everything. You son of a bitch. Cut the breaker again. Slendy, I'm coming to turn the power on. I'm stuck? The step ghost? I don't know if those throws felt very Polty-like. I don't know. They did not feel very Polty-like. Is it Flash Brandon? I don't know. I'm not sure. I'll let you know later. Could it be a mimic? Technically, yes. Technically, it could be. That was weird. Why did it look so fast? That was really strange. What mode? This is a no evidence run. I didn't time the smudge. I didn't time the smudge. M-Nose, hello. Thank you, Sam. We're going to wait. Hopefully he does an event on us. We're going to listen again. No, it's not a revenant. No, it can't be. Unfortunately, we're in a bad situation now because I've burned a lot of smudges. Thinking that it was miling at first, but I don't think it is. I don't think so. I like that you added, do you need art or panels? This is a long time. Is this a spirit? It's not a djinn. It turned off the breaker. It can't be. Can the lighter be used as incense? The only thing close to the lighter being able to be used as incense would be like using the lighter to stop a Onryo from hunting. Dude, this is... I think this is a spirit. This hunt is taking a long time. Yeah, that was a while. Why did it come directly over here? Oh, thanks for the coffee. Dude, I thought it knew where I was. I thought I was gone. I thought that was it. Like, okay, game. Cool. I have another smudge. I have another smooge. It almost stream sniped us. What a jerk. Yeah, I think this is a spirit. That hunt took a long time. The doom barrels? No, those aren't the doom barrels. No. The hiding over here is fine. That hiding over here is usually pretty good. Yeah. Hi, Morgan. So I have another smooge. We still need 3 photos. So I have salt over there that I can take photos of. We just have to make it through another hunt. Here, for some sight line. There we go. Let's get another flashlight. Okay. Hunting. With this light on, I can know when it's done hunting. Did I throw another smudge at the front entrance? Ooh. Camp Woodwind? Yeah. Yeah. Feels Polty? No. Can a Ure close the tent flap? I don't think it can do its ability on the tent flaps. No, if that's what you're asking. All right, I think it was here. Morgan, thank you for the subs. All right. So what I could do is I could have it hunt again and smudge it again and actually time it this time, just to be sure. Just to be sure. It can, but it's super broken. It touches the tent twice and plays the sound twice, but super hard to hear. Ah, okay. Yeah, I've never been able to really notice it. Yeah. Turns the light off when it's done hunting. Yeah. Yep. That's one good way to know. You turn on a light somewhere whenever it's done hunting. If you know it's hunting, then yeah. So I have another smudge by the gate. Do I have another one by the gate? What did I do with it? Oh, there it is. Good eye, sniper. Good eye. Yeah, we're going to smudge it. We don't need photos anymore. No evidence? Correct. Correct. This time I'm going to watch the timer, though. Do we know it? Yeah, that's the way I always do my no evidence runs. I always do them nightmare preset and then turn off the evidence. Yeah. Attila, hello. What are we timing with the smudge? We're doing a spirit test. So spirit test, ghost can't hunt you for 3 minutes after being smudged. Turn on a potty light. Hello. Smudged. That was at 1:43:10-ish. Yeah, 1:43:10. Why here is a timer, bruh? That's not a sentence. So the timer that I'm using the OBS live timer. So 1:43:10. So if this is a spirit, it is not going to hunt us again until 1:46. So we'll hang out, roast some marshmallows, chill. How you guys doing? Doing good? You all right? Okay, good. I'll go over here and get our lanterns. Hey, Cookie, I'm good. How are you? You don't mind if I take these, do you? Demon is in 5. Imagine it's actually a demon. But I said 1:46, right? Like 1:46:10 is when it can hunt again. If fire has yellow mop, can loud many times. 12. You son of a bitch. It seems like the right answer. I could be wrong. That's right. It kicked the power. Damn. Sad. We're at 1:45. It's been 2 minutes. Close enough. Here, let's take these over here. I like this spot. I like this spot. 1:46:13. Okay. That gives me time for the breaker. Slendy. It's in there taking a poo-op. Now we wait. What's up, Tay? I'd say 13. Nice baker's dozen. All right, it can hunt in the next 10 to 15 seconds. It's got to be a spirit. It's a gossipy. It's a gossipy. Watch that front door. Watch the gate. It just shut. 1:46. Yeah, it's been 3 minutes. That's a sparate. Normal ghost can hunt after 90 seconds. Check, check. Okay. Normal ghost can hunt after 90 seconds. Demon can hunt after 60, and a spirit can hunt after 3 minutes. Spirit. You know, I could hunt. I just don't want to do it. I'm just not in the mood. All right, we'll take one of the lanterns back for us. Spirate. What is considered a normal ghost? It's just the hunt timer for after being smudged for most ghosts is 90 seconds. That's what we're considering normal. We call it the norm because it's most of them. The only ones that are different are the spirit and the demon. Yeah. So that's a spirit. Let's get out because we have everything. I've got the bone. We've got the photos. We got all the things. That's perfect. No evidence.
Welcome back. There's jobs ready for you.
There it is. Nicely done. Sometimes you can get lucky and you can do some tests early on. Like if you do a hunt test and you hear the speed and then you can watch the ghost and you can do a test with the incense to see if it's a demon or a spirit. But sometimes it's tougher later to do some of the normal ghosts like Onryo and ghosts like that. So I try to get them out of the way early, and it benefited because we were able to get rid of them. So there we go. Spirit. Let's rock. Oh, thank you, Tay. Pulte for the win. No, that was definitely not a Pulte. Confirmed. Visually, emotionally. Definitely not a Pulte. Hey, Bethany, how are you? All right. Huh. Metaphysically, that's right. That's right. Now what we're going to do, we'll do a nice buffer hunt in between. So we'll do another nightmare run, and then after the nightmare run, we will do maybe a random. Maybe we'll do a random. What's Celsius today? Kiwi guava. Let's do nightmare at Grafton. Random. Yeah. Am I playing a Prestige? Yeah, I'm going to Prestige, just not for like a week. Because I'm doing a viewer day on Friday, and what I don't want to do is I don't want to, A, have lower tier equipment for when we have the viewer day. B, I don't want to have to grind through a Prestige to that day to get back to the point where we have that. So, yeah. All right, let's go to Grafton. And if you guys also missed it, I really need to add this as a, I need to add it as a source, and I haven't done so yet. I haven't done so. Hold on. Hold. There. Put that guy there. This month, this is how this month is going to go. This month is going to go like this. Hold. Yeah. Viewer day Friday. Yes, Switch. That's the plan. The plan is to do viewer day on Friday. That is the plan. BH Scream? I'm not good at it. I've tried. I'm just not very good. Yeah. So instead of having one monthly goal, we have 10. So we've already hit the merch giveaway. Next would be the Nasty Soda. After that would be another viewer day added to the list. That viewer day would be, again, way sooner. It would happen with hopefully within a couple days of us reaching that. So these are the goals of the month. What's a viewer day? When we play with viewers. Yep, yep. Got my hoodie from the last raffle. I love it. Heck yeah. Let's go. But yeah, if you ever need to see that image, you can always do !September on Twitch. On the Twitch. Crow, I swear to God. Do I play on PC? Well, yeah, you can't play on anything but. Have you seen my Markiplier? I think I have. Why do I think I have seen that? I don't know why I saw that. I don't know if it was on your stream or what, but I feel like I have seen it. Headed out, gonna go hang with the family at the campground. Roxy, I appreciate you, friend. I'll get your blurb fixed before the end of the day. I'll get your blurb fixed before the end of the day. Wonder how Phasmo is on a Steam Deck. It's mediocre. It's mediocre. I say that because the screen is very small. It's the random where chat has to gamble on the multiplier and you call out things during the run. Oh, that's pretty. Oh, I did see that. I did see that. Yeah. Could I do it on Sunday? No, it's just, it works out better for me to do it on Friday. Yeah. We'll have if we reach the other one, I'll probably do that one on a Sunday. So yeah, plenty of opportunities. Susan, cleanse, motion, repel. Yeah. So this one will be on a Friday, and then the next one we do would be on a Sunday. You have a friend that plays without talking? That's okay. As long as everyone agrees to it, that's fine. Cards. We need to get a tattoo, so... Nice. What kind of tattoo you getting? Ghosty. Ghosty. My mouse wheel's so damn sensitive. I gotta be careful. Gotta be careful. Armin, hello. Hate the Phasmo lags on your laptop. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Bastion from Overwatch. Oh, that's cool. Thank you, Olive. Should add a factory? I don't know if that's in the cards or not. Did I just hear something? What if it's in the basement, slow ghost? Well, then I'm concerned because there's no basement on this map. It's always a demon. Roger that. Is it downstairs in Twins? There was before Eventide. No, that's Bleasdale. That was Bleasdale. Never mind, it's back there. Yeah, Bleasdale, the ground floor, was considered the basement. Oh, hello. I'll grind fast and Phasmo. If you're trying to get XP and money fast, do very high multipliers. Yep. Very high multipliers, preferably where you have 0 sanity, so that way the ghost hunts you immediately and you figure out what the ghost is. Yep. Yep. Hate the summoning circle. Me too. Summoning circle is not fun. It sucks. Nobody likes it. Okay, I lied. People do like it. I just don't. People do like it. I just really don't. Did I do a demon so fast yesterday? I'm surprised. Oh no. Not a fan of the voodoo doll? Yeah, it's fine. At least it causes instant interactions, unlike the tarot cards, the tower card. That does not. My favorite goes to Mimic. Will I be there at the next live? Well, I hope so. Because if not, that's going to be very interesting. Yeah. Yeah, questions are on point today. How to make the level 3 dots stop moving? You just click it again. Another click and they're done. They will stop moving. Sorry, we're gonna start having streams where I'm not there, guys. So be prepared. What the hell? What the hell? It's gonna be great. Oh, Josie stream? Dude, let's go. Joe would be so happy. Hey, can you touch a window or a door? Thanks. Is Phasmophobia? There is have tutorial. All right, well. It's good talking. So we have writing. Ghosty just went through there. That's EMF 5. Never mind, don't have to check anything else. Spirit Shade Myling. It could be anything right now. Toe's gonna do a takeover. Let's go. No evidence. Does the Banshee still wail? Yes. And does the Mimic Orbs somehow show differently on the screen than the other Ghost Orbs? Nope. The orbs look exactly the same, and the Banshee can absolutely give you a Banshee scream. For sure. Okay, you're at the motion sensor. We need to cleanse and repel. We can do that. Well, you know what? Before we do that, let's do this. Word hard. Word do be hard, though. This is true. Have I tried playing in another language? No, I'm not Mike. I can't do that. I can't do that. OG, thank you for the tier 1. Welcome in. Yeah. I'm not Big Mike. I can't do that. If Bob Ross can do a Twitch stream from the grave, you'll be fine. Listen, Bob Ross is just a different being, okay? He is sentient. Any advice for finding the ghost? Get your power on. Get the power on first, so that way the house warms up, and then you check temps. Really, I should just go find the bone. Because we have not done that yet, have we? Do I need a picture of the ghost? Nope. Yep. Bone, yeah. Give me you. There. Ka-chow. All of our photos. Cleanse, repel, find out what this is. Spirit Shade Myling. Spirit Shade Myling. Okay. Let's go do this. Let's do a little shade test. A little shady shade test. Hey, are you a shade? I can tell if the ghost is a Ure. If it does its ability, that's how. What is a shade test? So one way that you can test for a shade is by turning on the lights in the surrounding rooms and then sitting in the room with the ghost and seeing if it throws anything. Shades can't throw things with you in the room. What they can do is they can go out here like this and throw something if the light is off. So you have to be careful. That's why I turn on all the lights in the surrounding room. So you notice it's not doing much. I have EMF 2, but I don't even know what the hell that was. I didn't hear anything. Oh, it might have knocked on the window. Okay. Which a Ure can and cannot do its ability in. Doing others next week. Let's go. So it just threw something in here. More than likely, not that. So probably a spirit or a myling. So what we can do is take this out of here and make it hunt. Hopefully. Hopefully. It's not freezing. Seeing your breath means it's below 5 degrees. Charlene, hello. All right. Oh boy. Oh boy. We will see. Yeah. Freezing was changed. I don't know how long it's been. It's been a while. It's been a while. We're not going to get UV. I'm playing on Nightmare. So I have 2 pieces of evidence. I'm not going to get any more. Yeah, I'm not going to get any more. It's not going to be Hanged Man. It's fine. No, it's fine. Can I see these okay? Yeah, it's fine. We're going to get Hermit card. Close enough. Another useless one. It's fine. It's probably Spirit. We hear the footsteps and the flashlight's not blinking. Now, the thing is, we can't do a smudge timer because the ghost didn't hunt naturally. So hopefully I can get like a moon card or something. Make hunt. Well, it's hunting, so I don't really have to do that. Yeah. Where's the table where you can talk to it? I don't think they've made a ghost talking table yet that I'm aware of. I hate you. Okay. Phasmophobia, listen. Listen. If we gather like 20 Ouija boards, we'll make one. Listen, I'm just responding to the things that I read. And I'm sorry, but sometimes it's going to be an interesting response. It's possible to draw more than one death card in the pile. Oh, yeah. Yeah. You can draw multiple High Priestess cards. Told you? Yeah, you did tell me it's a hunt. Yeah, you did. You did. That was a good call. Yeah. Thank you, Shimmy. I appreciate you. All right, let's try again. Is it possible the djinn can turn off the light? Yeah, it can turn off the light switch. It just can't turn off the breaker. That's all. I just hated here so much. Like, I don't know if the cards could have been any worse. I'm not exactly sure. All right, well. The whole goal of that was to get us within hunting range of the ghost. So we're just going to sit here and wait. Not shade. No. I think it's a spirit because we could hear it walking around and the light wasn't flickering. So, yeah, I'm not a big fan of the tarot cards. Okay, dude, we get it. Shut up. Events would be nice. We could use some more Avantis, please. Thank you. How are the games? They're not bad. They're fine. Cards are way more entertaining when you're playing with others. This is facts. This is facts. That's correct. Yeah, the spirit is a 3-minute timer. But it has to get within range. Has the bone been found? Ooh, great question. I don't think it actually... I haven't found the bone, have I? I lived for that. Okay. Well, at least we lost 10. Let's go find it. Going on a boner hunt. Play fast for a bit. Forgot how much you liked it? Let's go find a bone. Let's go find a bone. We have all the photos that we need, so now we just need the bone and a hunt. So we're just gonna, I think, sit in the room with Ghosty until it events enough to the point where it hunts. Shade, I swear to God. I'm just double checking the rooms that I was in, just in case it's in a weird spot. Just in case it's in a weird spot. Play Nightmare, yeah. Yeah. Barty, thank you for the sub. Scorpion, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. What does the tower do? Well, the tower used to cause an instant interaction. They removed that because the reasoning is that the ghost might not be near something to cause an interaction, but doesn't make any sense because the voodoo doll literally is used to do instant interactions. Now what it does is it increases activity for 60 seconds, depending on what your sanity is. The higher your sanity, the lower amount of interaction is increased. So when you're trying to use it early and you get a tower card, it's basically useless. Basically useless. Bone. Dare me to stand in the open during a hunt? All right, what do I get? What are the stakes? If you're gonna dare somebody, you better have stakes at hand. Jaw, no. All right, we're back. Let's make sure the room is covered here. We'll put it there. Now we wait. Now we wait. Or when you get 3 green Wheel of Fortune cards. The worst. Absolute worst. Yeah, Olive, I got nothing. The delay, I think, is probably 4 minutes for them. Is the Hangman card the same as the Death card? No. The Death card starts a hunt. The Hangman card, you're gone. Hey, Diablo. So we're just hanging out. Susan Watts. Susan? Susan? Oh, wait, where are you? Susan? Susan, we know you're there. Susan. I need more than that, Susan. Come on. Come on. Thought Mylings were silent, just quiet at shorter distance. So that's what the flashlight test is for. So with a Myling, when it's hunting, if you hear the footsteps, but the flashlight is not blinking and it's on the same floor as you, then it's not a Myling. Because Myling's footsteps are quieter, so it needs to be within range. Do something amazing, Susan. We used up all the cards, so there's literally nothing I can do. I'm pretty sold again on a spirit, and I could just leave, but I need to get cleanse and repel. I could have done that during the cursed, but whatever. We're here now. Hailed, hello. Saying the name will make it more active, and I have been doing that, but it's not going to like force events out of it or anything like that. It needs to decide to do that. Oh, well, hey. You want to see your meal? Get out of here. Olive, I'm convinced that they have short-term memory loss. I don't think I could stay calm enough to notice that. Maybe it's a nice ghost. Well, tell Granny to get pissed. Susan! I'm gonna go start throwing all your cookware. That's Granny, right? Yeah, we're gonna take your cooking sheet. Can't do any cookies, nerd. Set motion sensors. What is that? Motion sensors don't anger the ghost. What? She's, oh, I hate people know where I am. Oh, just dropping our sanity. Just hanging out. Did you find the bone? We did. We did. I'm gonna start bringing stuff in here for her to hang out with. She said, "You touch my oven, we gonna fight." Look, look. She's protecting the kitchen. No, Granny. My beer. She's pissed. Can't take any of these things off the wall, right? No. No. Don't mess with her cookies. There we go. Hey, look at you. Proud of you. Holy moly. GLB, hello, friend. I'm not going to wait around for the 3-minute timer on it either. We're just going to dipsy doodle once we do the ting. We're going to dipsy doodle once we do the ting. Thank you, Olive. My God, man. It's hard to read, you know? What diff? What? In English, please. All fairness, you did say you were going to take her cookie sheet. I did. I did. This is true. This is true. Difficulty? Nightmare. Nightmare. We did no evidence on the last one. Nightmare here. Probably do like our random on the next one. Yeah. Where am I from? United States. All right, I'm coming back to take them. We'll do it. Z, thank you for the rose. Appreciate it. What's up, Ginger? Murica. That's right. Listen, Bubble Granny, stop trying to protect your shit. This is floating, by the way. Here. When I moved into my new apartment, I found a KitchenAid cooking sheet and I got so excited. That's how I know I'm becoming my... Listen, there's nothing wrong with getting excited about the adult goods, you know? You're a? No. I think it's a spirit again. Asparate. Meemaw! Hi. That's for you, Meemaw. The sound of the boots. Love my Instapot. Hey, man, that's a win. Took her long enough, I know. Why am I using the tier 3 cross with tier 1 smudge? Preference. It's all preference. I like tier 1 smudge because it doesn't change the speed of the ghost. I'm using the tier 3 crucifix just because I can. I usually use tier 2 because I always forget that I'm using the tier 3. And then I go to cause a cursed hunt and I actually stop it. All right, we're going spirit. We're going spirit. I think it's too loud to be a miling and it's too active with us in the room to be a shade. That's my story and I'm sticking with it. That's my story. Don't let this be a spirit day, please. We were literally just talking about how people have been getting multiple of the same ghost over and over and over again. Don't let this be the one I get. Don't let this be mine. I don't know how many times I've been pissed at myself for forgetting there's a tier 3 cruising when one. Yep. And that's usually why I do tier 2. That is usually why I do tier 2. Because I always forget. Always. Always forget. Phasmo? Yeah. Getting all the spirits. I don't want it. I don't want it. It's okay. Gonna head out. Leave the tab open. I appreciate you, friend. Thank you. Better spirit. Yeah, okay. Silver lining. At least it's not a bunch of Gorios or something. Yeah, that's true. I mean, when you go to high school, it literally says the ghost's name on the map. Or Urays. That was the other day. Literally the other day, I had a bunch of Urays. It does? Yeah. The, on the walls. Well, I guess in a lot of places. In the gymnasium, in the locker room, a whole bunch of them. It says spirit on the wall. I can show you. Spirit squad? Yeah. Here, let's do a high school nightmare just because I hate this damn map and because people want it. So we'll go there. Spirit squad. What's wrong with Goryo? Ah, they just suck to get. Especially if you're not getting any evidence or anything like that. Gorios are just a poo-poo ghost. Poo-poo ghost. Elizabeth Knight. Cleanse, repel, and motion. I would love if we got like a gymnasium ghost. That'd be sick. Imagine I look in there and we see orbs all of a sudden. It's not a mare. Relax yourself. All right. So most of these cameras are useless because the ghost can't even be in there. So if you're going to get orbs, you're not going to get them there. It's way more useful to do something like this on like prison. Sunny Meadows, you have a couple spots. But it's still worth the look because you never know. You never know. Nothing. Not going to have anything there. Nothing there. Agnes! Welcome in! Hi, Nathan. Oh my God, thank you for the gifted sub. The toe shirt. Yeah, it's the toe shirt. We're rocking with toe today. Toe's our assistant. All right, nothing. All right, that's fine. Let's go find it. Let's go find it. I'm not going to use that because we're going to walk around with the parabolic. So we want to be careful, SpongeBob. We want to be careful, SpongeBob. Carrie, Mason, welcome in. Oh, incense motion. Let's go. Why don't I like high school? It's extremely repetitive. Finding the ghost sucks. Having to go back and forth sucks. It's not a good experience at all. Oh, I want to get my headlamp though. Yeah, I don't like it. Don't like it. Do I like Point Hope? Yeah. It's not a map that I want to play all the time, but it's a really good map though. How do you find motivation to play this game after so long? When you find a game that you enjoy enough, you will continue playing it. You will, no matter what, wish and hope for updates and continual content to come out. So that way you have new things you can show people. It's entertaining for you. But I've loved Phas ever since I got into it, just because of the puzzle aspect, trying to just figure out what ghost it is, the horror aspect of it. Obviously, some of that's going to sort of dwindle off a little bit, but the community of it, I like everything about it. I loved. So that's why I've been sticking with it for so long. Where is it? Does it say it here? I don't think it does. Oh, boo! But yeah, that's why. Is there a graveyard map? There's not. Mickey, no, I have no idea what that even is. Let's try to find the power. Thank you, Nathan. Appreciate you, homie. First try. Love it. Love it. Looking for spirit on the walls? I got you. I'll show it to you right now. While we're going for a walk, I'll show you. It's a banner literally hung in the map. Is it in here? Funny enough, I don't think it's actually in here. You have that stuff and that stuff and that stuff. That's surprising. I don't think it's actually here. Miss the old asylum. I kind of do too. I do too. I like, in a way, I kind of wish they would add it back. What ghost have we been getting all day? This one. I mean, it's written on the walls, for God's sakes. Going for an hour-long bone hunt? No. I haven't heard anything. Definitely a spirit, probably. My most common ghost now, it's still probably the same. Most deaths, demon. Most common ghost, Yurei. The most cursed combo that could exist. Will we be playing Gravedigger again soon? That was fun. Probably, at some point. There's so many games on the list, Jake. There's so many. Ugh. Brother, ugh. Alright, I'm hearing nothing. Your stats are gross. I agree. I agree. Wholeheartedly. I hate it. I hate it. Both of yours are spirit? Oh, God. Yeah, Yurei and demon. Okay, is that considered... Oh, God. Is that up or down? What the... Hold on. I gotta come up here and check. When I'm on that landing, does that landing consider it up? Because there was no up arrow. Okay, there we go. There we go. Slinky Champs, thank you for the 2-month Prime. It definitely touched this door here. Hi. Okay, we get it. Freaking relax, dude. There we go. It was in fact up. Well, there you go. If you're standing on the landing here and you get some noises and there's no up arrow on the tier 3 parabolic microphone, you know that it's upstairs. Pick up the phone. I don't want it. No. I don't want to do it. Most common ghost is a revenant. Most deaths to a Moroi. See, but that's way more entertaining. That's so much better. You've never noticed the arrow before. Ooh, yeah, the tier 3... You have the ability to hear the floor above and below you. So it will actually have an up arrow or a down arrow depending on where it is. So, yeah. Yeah. Guess it's time to boot up the old Phaz. Hey, do what you gotta do. Chrono, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. I know someone that has both Banshee. Bastard. What a bastard. That will do you, and you. You know what? You know what? No. Give me you. I don't know why. I've just got a sneaky spish. Got a sneaky spish. Slinky, thank you for the gifted. Oh, thank you so much, friendo. Thank you. Mostly play Prison and Tanglewood. Oh, okay. Listen, with multiple people, Prison is not a bad map. I like Prison. With multiple people. Solo, it's me. It's me. It's me. All right. It's very dark. We're back. Do you have any herbs? Any spices? No. Oh. Not that I can tell. Josie's freaking out. Dude, this room has a bunch of stuff I can throw. Ooh, okay. You know what? Just because they're here? I didn't realize how many books were in this room. Shit. All right. All right. How to get the bronze? Apocalypse? To get the Apocalypse trophies, you need to do either 6, 10, or 15 times difficulty on Sunny Meadows solo. You need to get the ghost right, get all the objectives, and get a ghost photo. If you go for silver or you go for gold, any trophies that are underneath of that, you will automatically get. Not a gin. Why is that? The breaker was still on. These 3 rooms have the most notebooks on the entire map. I'll take it. How to identify a spirit? You can smudge test it. When you use the incense and you smudge, it won't hunt you for 3 minutes. Come on, ghost. It was a light, yeah. Do the ting. Do the ting. Imagine if we got like a Ure door slam right now. How great would that be? It's doing nothing. Is this the weekly? No. No, the weekly was on, it was on prison. Oh, there we go. The weekly changes, what? How many hours from now? In like 4 hours-ish? It's having, the ghost is also having a lazy Sunday. Yeah. Is this what happens? Nope, it's Nightmare. Mila, hello. I'm just giving it time in case it wants to show us what it is through the camera and through the sound sensor I just put in there. Aren't we all? No. It's being boring. We're gonna have to take more stuff. Which is fine, I guess. Oh, I can't even take this. Sheesh. All right, let's get more stuff in. You gonna get that? Can't take meds. No, that just means that I have max sanity. Well, not max. I have so much sanity that I can't take anymore. So our sanity is very high at the moment. Yeah. What did the twins do? The twins, there's ways you can tell what they are by either hearing twin interactions where you hear something in one area and something in another at the same time, or the hunting speed. Hunting speed is a very big giveaway for twins. Very big giveaway for twins. Put that there. Where are you? Are you near? Where are you? Are you close? Are you near? Are you far? Where are you? Are you near? Where are you? Are you near? Where are you? Are you close? I think it's close. We've got freezies. And no phalanges. Right. I don't have an EMF. Can you put my drink in that room, please? Oh, is it just a little bit too warm? We'll cool it down. I got you. This is kind of useless. Yeah, this is useless. I'm gonna leave it in front of the room. Really bad at noticing the twin interactions. I mean, to be honest, I feel like I don't get that many. Like, to be fair to you, like, I don't think I get that many. Or I definitely don't notice them. Again, they changed the sound, so it's harder to hear things further away. Check the book. I'll check it when I go back in. So, like, we were able, earlier I had twins on Willow, and the way that I was able to tell is because the basement's only so big so I could hear it. Hey, it's not a spirit. Yay. Watch, it still shows spirit at the end. We uninstall and we just leave. Yeah. The wall's live. Hey, Shy Guy, welcome in. You hate this map? Yeah, me too. But it's probably good to force ourselves to play it every now and then. I need motion sensor, so let's do that. Jake, thank you for the 3 months. Thank you for the prime friend. The twins are one ghost. Yeah. Welcome in, Shy. I appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Welcome in. I watched a group play Point Hope the other day, and they had the Pulte explosion in the room with the pool table, and the balls exploded twice within half a second of each other. Yeah, the dangerous part of that is that when a Pulte does a Pulte bomb, every item that it threw will drain 2 sanity from you. So if you have a big pile of like 10 or 20 items, that can be a huge kick to your sanity. It's a ghost. Miss Ayushi, hello. Worth? I would agree. I'd say it's probably worth. I think you're right. Is that dots? Did dots just happen? Or was that my breath? Ew! Oh, Pam, you sicko! Ew! Brother, ew. I hate to break it to you. I think it's haunted. It can't even be a Pulte, though. Unless we do have orbs. We have freezing. That's a 5er. Jin Shade, Oni twins. Okay. Probably not a shade. We have not seen a ghost fart yet. Jin Shade, Oni twins. That's a hunt away. We're a hunt away from knowing what it is. Cleanse and repel. Okay. Chill. We had a camp out in the living room last night. All of us. The kiddos. Little Joe. Us. And we watched Batman and Robin. Hey B, what's up? I'm good, how are you? Alright, let's get smudges. Mimic? No, 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 no. It can't be a mimic. We have EMF 5, so that automatically takes mimic out of the game. Everyone, chill. Want to get a gym in the... I do too. I want to get a Jin in the gym named Jim. That would be the perfect ghost. Yeah, Batman and Robin. That's where it's at. Batman and Robin's hilarious. I love that movie. Batman Forever is also good too. That's the Joker and Two-Face. So good. So good. Okay, actually, what do we want to do here? What I want to do is I want to take you, you, and you. That's a tongue twister, I know. Davey, thank you for the bits. If anyone gets that, it would be Dave. Of course it would be. He probably already has. He probably already has. He's like, oh yeah, save that game. So a mimic can't mimic. No, a mimic can mimic any ghost. It can't mimic evidence. So what a mimic can't do is it can't fake having dots or like other types of stuff like that. Do you have the bone? No, but I'm going to do a quick little search. A little one, and hopefully find it. Maybe bone. Alicia Silverstone in the schoolgirl. Okay. Good. Oh my god. Batman when his suit has nipples is the worst, probably. I think that's Batman and Robin. I'm fairly certain that that outfit had it. I could be wrong. Quick search at high school. Shush. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Spicy payout. Thank you for the gifted. Still new to the game, learning with friends. How can you tell the difference between an event interaction and a hunt without having someone stare at the activity board? There's a few things that will stand out as being a hunter an event. Yeah. Bat Clooney had the nip armor. That is facts. That is facts. Davey, thank you for the message effect. Dots, wasn't it? No. No dots. Jim Carrey was so good as the Riddler. Oh my god, he was so good. Loved it. Loved it. Wait a minute. Did you shut the power off, you piece of trash? Hey. Oh. Oni or twins? Let's go turn the power back on. Let's turn the power back on. JLB, thank you for the bits. Davey, thank you for the bits. It's very dark. Not a gym. No, it's not a gym. Found the channel around 2 months ago. Never failed to make me laugh. Learned so much. Oh, Spooky, I appreciate you, man. Thank you. Well, thank you. I appreciate you guys. Seriously. Which map? School. It's high school. Yep. Smells like an Oni. It does. It does a bit. I'm fairly certain that when it's evented so far, its events have been physical manifestations. P-Bear, thank you so much, dude. Ghost Huntress, thank you for the biddies. Did you get the smoke event earlier? It looked like it. I don't think so. I am pretty sure that I didn't. Get it. I found your Oni. Have you been getting Onis all day? Just don't cut the power, please. We've got stuff to do. I got the damn Dirt Man song stuck in my head. This switch makes sense. The Onis are all yours. Rain! It's stuck in my head. I think it landed on my algorithm, Rain. The guy talking about how he like made it. All right, let's do this. There's those. Let's go get more stuff. It's too catchy. It's just so funny. Check the ghost blinking. Yeah. For sure. You did not. You did not. God damn it. Oh, was that a cruci bite? Oh, that might have been a cruci burn. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Skeptic, thank you for the follow. Welcome. I think I have one crucifix in there. It's all about Dayman. Yes. Oh. It might eat the cruci again. If it does, that's fine. And then we're going to pray we find the bone just close by. We're going to prage. Just play the Roblox knockoff. I already have. I don't have plans on playing it again. How you doing, Mr. Tater Chip? How's your weekend going, friend? Arm, hello. Come on. Hunt, Stinky. Weekend's going well. How about you? It's good. It's good. Been hanging out with the fam. Of course. Rotator in the house. I am within hunting. I mean, it ate the crucifix. So we're literally just playing the waiting game. Playing the waiting game. Shish kebab. Holy moly. JD, thank you for the 8-month prime. Oh my god. Yo, what's up, big? There we go. So now it shouldn't have another cruci to bite. We're going to lead it downstairs. We're going to have it walk in the salt. We're going to get all the photos that we need. We'll take a picture of the circle and we'll find the bone in that room over there. That's where the bone is. Okay? The bone is in there. Baby. Kim, thank you for the biddies. Hello. Thank you guys for another hype train, friends. Normal hunting speed. That's an Oni. Tis an Oni. There's a good chance it's gonna make its way downtown. There she is. Hi, pancakes. Hi. Did I not pick up my lighter? I thought that I picked up my lighter. I picked up 2 of them. I swear that I picked it back up. Didn't I?
Welcome back. There's some jobs ready for you.
I T-post. Son of a... I don't think you did. Well, I mean, I think there's evidence to prove that I probably did not. Pam did get the last laugh. Silver lining. I probably wouldn't have found the bone for 5 hours. It just saved us time. God damn it, Pam. The one not spirit that I get, and I do that. Son of a... It's okay. It's okay. Nutty, thank you for the prime, dude. Welcome in. Tactical exit. I like that. I like that. That's good. That is good. Neck hug. Again? No. They even give you a pocket. I know. I have such a bad habit of spam tossing down all my stuff. I really do. And then I need to take my time with it and leave the lighter in my pocket. I know. It's that little pocket in your jeans. It's the little pocket. It's weird. I need a better one. Give me like a little fanny pack or something. It's okay. Why you don't prestige? Because I'm doing a viewer day on Friday and I don't want to lose all my tier 3 stuff. Yeah. Yesenia, thank you, friend. Using the pocket watch pocket for a lighter? Maybe. A lighter necklace? Okay. You just grab it like this. Ay. It's okay. It's fine. It's okay. Let us do a random now. Because why the hell not? So what we're going to do is I am going to randomize what our settings are. All you need to tell me is if we have evidence. I don't need to know how much. I just need to know that we at least get 1. That's it. As long as we have 1 piece of evidence, then that's good. That's fine. So I'll randomize. I won't know what the settings are. Okay. First time being on this side. Sometimes when I do, Mike, as I do the random, it's a pain in the ass to have to randomize your equipment, but I still would try it because I wish there was a button to randomize what tier you had just for funsies. Yeah. All right. Remember, I just need to know if there's evidence. A yes if there is. That's the biggest thing. Yeah. Why do you move the shoes from the hiding spot by the cabinet in Edgefield? I asked Doc and he wasn't sure. Because F those shoes. That's why. Yeah. Give us a random equipment button. I think that'd be fun. All right. Here we go. I'm going to keep going till the multiplier's at least like a 4 or a 5. Because if it's lower, that means it's either a friendly ghost or we have like every cursed object. All that stuff. We want the multiplier to be a little bit higher so that way it's a bit of a challenge. Bit of a challenge. You guys can see this. Yes. Okay. Takes a few hits. I don't want to go too fast and then miss a good one. Getting a lot of 1 point whatevers. 2. Eh. There's a 3. We're getting there. Close. No way. Was there evidence there? There wasn't, was there? Damn it. That's a 10. Is that my 1012? No, it's 100. Okay, no, it's not. That's 150 ghost speed. It just so happened to land right at the 1012. I do a 1012 custom for myself. Okay, we'll go again. We'll go again. Damn. Imagine if that would have had one piece of evidence, though. That would have been a good run. Sag. 439? Yay or nay? Yes? Okay. I'll take it. Sold. I don't want to spend 15 years doing this. All right. Random. It is when you do completely random settings and a random map. So we're not going to know what it's going to offer us. The only thing that we know is what the multiplier is. That's it. That's all we know. So we're going to go with it. Hopefully we get things like flashlights and all that jazz. We'll see how it goes. But hopefully the map is good too.
All right, we're here. Take a look at the equipment and prepare
Well,
accordingly before starting the investigation.
Oh no, I'm so slow.
Sightings, but
Oh no, I'm so slow. I am so slow. This is a 4 times multiplier. Do I have like every cursed object? Sanity's broken. Activity's broken. I'm 50% speed. Okay, at least we got flashlights. Yay. Yippee skippy. Can I take any sanity? All right, there's one. We'll give it a second, see what happens. Speed like goals. Yeah, it's 50%. Yeah, that's the speed. And it's high school. Okay. I can't take any more. So I wonder if my starting was 75 or 80, and then that just popped us up to a full 100 because I can't take any more sanity. So we know we're full up on sanity, so that's good. Yay. Get our lighter for our pocket. We're not going to lose it. There's no sprint. No. I have no sprint. This is so slow. If you guys can keep up. If you get motion sick from too much movement, too fast, please look away if you need to. Okay. Please do look away. Slow down. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Hi, Glay. You walk as fast as I do IRL? Of course. F you, map. It gave us the circle. F you. What possibly could make this only a 4 time? We have 1 cursed object. 1. Unless it's on the other side. It might be on the other side of this, of these pillars. Okay. Oh, we have a mirror. Hey, that's not bad. Hey, that ain't bad. Go set it. We don't know. Okay. We also, you know what? We have evidence. I have no idea how much evidence we have. We might have more than 1. Yeah. You know what I might do? I kind of just want to pop it. I kind of just want to pop it. Anonymous, thank you for gifting a promise. Whoever the hell the anonymous is. Was that upstairs? Confirmed. We know where it is. It's going to take a long time for us to get there, so we're going to do this. Here's the question. What speed is the ghost? Possible Thay? Fast Tio. Sounds like 125, 150. I don't know. Is that too fast for a Thay? It hasn't come from down. It's still upstairs. It has not come down. There it is. Back. Nope, it's upstairs again. The arrow's nifty, right? Yeah. All right. So it is done. Never came downstairs. Seems too fast for a Thay. What I could do... pull up the handy dandy cheat sheet. Let's see. Let's listen to the speed. 150 normal. Shit. I think that might be it. Damn it. Is this a mimic? Get out of here. See, that's normal. I don't think that's too fast. I mean, too slow. That's not slow twin, is it? Bro, that is a slow twin. A slow twin at 100%. The other was fast twin? No, it was not. The other was not fast twin. The other was absolutely a Thay. Or a Rev at 150, same speed. But a Rev at 150, same speed. Oh, I got what you're saying. So maybe that's not the slow twin. Do I hear it again, maybe? Just to see what the speed is like? See what it changes to? I kind of want to stick around and find out. Hopefully we live to see the other side of it, but... let's see. So a Revy at 150 is... that has to be. You have to be right. You have to be right. Fast twin. Kurtoy slow twin. Oh shit. So here's the Revy. Here's the Revy at 150%. And again, a normal ghost at 150. I think it's 150. Yeah. Because the odds of it being something else are low. Is it done? All right, it's done. Now it's a normal 150? I think so. Alyssa, thank you, friend. Hello. All right, we're gonna try it. We're gonna try. I'm going as fast as I can. Can we make it? Okay, I puckered my butt so hard. All right, we're good. We're fine. We're fine. So, we're pretty convinced that we have a mimic. Because, well, I mean, no matter if you are 50, 100, 150% speed, for the ghost to shift like that, constant speed like that, like constant speed during the hunt, but changing the speed on the next hunt and then the next hunt. Yeah. Yeah. I think it's a Mimake. I think it's a Mimake. Crucifix. Remember, I think we might take the mimic and leave. To do a 50% speed, doing all of these things, all that jazz, man, that's going to take a minute. Why wouldn't it be twins? Because it's too fast. That's way too fast. I say for the sake of not turning this investigation into a 5-hour investigation, we take the dub. Hopefully. We should be right. Yeah. I don't think it's worth it. If I wasn't 50% speed, I'd say we could do it, but holy hell. 50 is rough.
Welcome back. There's some jobs ready for you.
How about that? How about that? Oh, yeah. And no sprint, right. 50% and no sprint. So now we're going to see what the settings were. Before we see what the settings were, I'm curious, how many times did it change? 5. It actually changed 5 times. Yeah. 5 times. Glay, how's your weekend, friend? Oh my goodness gracious. Luffy, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you, dude. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Bedtime. Good night, Mike. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you, dude. Team Essential, thank you so much. Happy September. Thank you for the 3-month prime. Doing great. How about you? I'm good, man. I'm good. Let's see what the ghost, let's see what the settings were for that game. So we had starting sanity is 75, which is what we thought. Sanity pill restoration was 25. So I thought it might have been 80 or 75. Yeah. So that makes sense. Sprinting was off. Player speed 50. Yep. Ghost was 150. So it did turn into a Revy. It did turn into a Revy. Yep. Low roam, low room change, activity level low. Wow. Friendly ghost off. Evidence was 3. So that's why the multiplier was so much lower. It's because we could have gotten all 3 pieces of evidence. Yeah. Grace period 2 seconds. No setup. Fuse box at the start of contract. Broken. Sag. Super Sag. Well, there we have it. Oh, my word. All right, we have ads coming, guys. I'm going to go ahead and run them. I do 3 minutes of ads every hour, so that way there's no pre-rolls. The idea of that is so that way when you're first coming into the stream, you're not smacked with ads. So we do them every hour. I chill. We wait here. I don't do anything until they're over because I don't want you guys to miss anything no matter what. So if you're not subbed, if you don't have turbo, don't worry about it. We're going to run them and we'll be right back. We'll be right back. Go get a drink. Go potty. Do your ting. Gabriel, welcome in. How are you? You die? I did the other time. Yes, because I think I dropped my lighter and never actually picked it up. So, I user errored. I user errored. But then we went back and we did the, we went back and did a random, unfortunately, at high school, and we did it. Jenny, hello. New to the game? No, you're fine. No worries. Listen, as long as the questions are something that we can comprehend and they're, you know, a sentence, sold. Because that doesn't always happen. It doesn't always happen. Will I do the random again? I don't know about right now. I don't know about this second. I could tomorrow. Your thing is to eat spicy chips? Spicy chips? What kind of chips? What kind? Yeah, don't forget that Friday's probably going to be our viewer day. I think we're gonna set it for Friday for now. I have to dress up as Yoshi. We are doing viewer games, and I will have Dixper on. So should be something. Should be something. Oh, Takis, nice. My kids like those. What time on Friday? The normal time. Yes, the normal time. Because hold, sorry. The next time we do a viewer day, it's going to be on a Sunday. Yeah, again, for anybody that hasn't seen it yet, those are the goals for the month. Friday sounds like a great time. It's going to be something. It's going to be a something. It's a nice way to do it. Yeah. Yeah, we're just doing the best with what we can, because no matter what you're going to have, if you are an affiliate or a partner channel on Twitch, you have ads. You don't have a choice. It's not like you can just not have ads. No, you're going to have them. It's just a matter of if you choose to run them yourself or just let them happen. Yeah. It's inescapable. Yep. So playing a game like this, it gives us the opportunity that we can run them in between. Yeah. Kara, welcome in. Sad can't be there Friday. It's okay. We'll have another opportunity, Froggy. If we hit this, then we will have another viewer day. Anyway, so yeah. Watch the VOD on Lockdown Protocol. That's a fun freaking game. Dude, that game is a jam. That game is a jam. We're back. So freaking funny. The Doritos done. Oh, I don't think I've ever actually tried those. It's so fun. When you start to understand the tasks more, it definitely makes it better, because even if you're one of the ones that's supposed to sabotage the game, you know what you need to sabotage. Tattoo? Yeah, if we get there. Chat's gonna get to throw some suggestions as to what it's gonna be. So yeah. Turning into a lurky turkey. Thank you, Promise. Thank you, Fred. It's commitment. It's something. They're just like the Takis with lime. Oh, there you go. But watch it here. I appreciate it, Sorrel. Thank you. How can you convince your dad to buy you Phasmophobia? Hey, Dad, can I have Phasmo? No. Okay. Dad, if I don't get Phasmo, I can't succeed in school. Okay. That's how. A tattoo of Pam? You shut your lips. You shut your lips right now. All right, let's do another nightmare run. In Edgefield. We have Phasmo at home.
All right, we're here. Take a look at the equipment and prepare accordingly. Starting the investigation.
Did it pause? There we go. Damn, it's so delayed. How have the hunts been today? They've actually been pretty good. They really have not been too bad.
But be careful. We don't know what it's capable of.
Didn't want to name a game. How long am I playing for? I mean, it's past 4, so probably not much longer. Yeah. Oh my God. Is that Vin? Oh no, it's Doctor. Thank you, Doctor. God damn. Oh, yay. Timmy, thank you, friend. Thank you, Jenny. All right, let's go. Listen, that's probably one of my favorite ones as of recent. They're eventually going to fix you, my little music. Was that up or down? That was a thud. What the fuck was that? What did you do? Was that the door? Okay. That was fast. Yeah, it was something. I think it was Nanor. Your brother is good too. Yeah. Nope. What is our cursed? Oh, it's the music box. I'm a dummy. I kind of want to just use it. I kind of want to just use it. Let's do this. This. Actually, you know what? Hold on. Let's do this. I want to try something. Okay. I don't want to place them like this because I'm afraid they won't count as 3-star. They might, but I'm afraid that they won't. Have them shoes? Damn right. Here, we'll even put one. Nah. Let's do it over here. There we go. Keep them all separate. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So they're all here. All the friends are here. What's up, Era? How are you? Play the ghosty tunes? We're gonna play them. I'm gonna put this downstairs in case it decides to like spawn and hunt us or something like that, just in case. I need a parabolic. Let's get that first. Ah, you know what? F these. No. I'm gonna put you here, put you there. Let's get this. Put this. I need you. How's the box bugged? What? Well, it's the way that this is because they moved the green bowl. So now they need to move the music box. Do you already have to? I have one tattoo. Yeah, it's on my back. You son of a biscuit. And it got the breaker. Not a gin. Best cursed possession is a mare. I hate you. Wait, I can do it like... There we go. Let's go get some smudges. Smudge. Wait, do I have 3? Yeah, I've got 3. Okay. Is this a new round? Yeah. Pretty new. All right, take all these shoes. F the shoe. Oh, I threw my lighter again. See, I just need to remember that. I threw. See, F those shoes. F those shoes is right. We have all of our smudgies here. We'll keep one on us just in case. Hey, Damien, I'm good. How are you? What up, beast? Got this guy. We're gonna go play the music box. It's gonna give us some lovely tunes. Currently taking a share. EMF 5. Not a mare. How do we know that? Because it turned on the light. I don't see freezing yet. Check UV. Well, that's what these are down here for. We don't know how long ago it turned those on. And also, I don't think you can get UV on that. But here we can. That's why I have this lined up like this. So that way we can get it. All right, I think we're good to rock. Let me get the music box. Just trying to be efficient. Hey, Bentley. I think we're good to rock. Oh my God! Jesus Christ! Scared the fuck out of me. My heart just fell out of my butt. Oh my God. Why was he over there? I missed. Yeah, that makes sense. God damn it. Still got a serve salt photo. I hate it here. I hate it here so much. Holy moly, man. That was something. Yeah, that was different. What, we have all the objectives. Okay. What are you doing, child? Where's your mother? How was the pool?
And then she said, whenever we come home from the pool, you can't ask our mom. Like,
So mom said you can't ask our mom.
Instead, it helps people see
That might be what they're for. They might be for their blue light glasses. So when you're looking at screens, your eyes don't strain as much. So your eyes don't.
that mean?
That means your eyes don't hurt as much when you're looking at screens for a long time. Yeah. That's why when you look at them. That's why when you look at them, at certain light, you can see the blue.
Put them on.
Oh no, I have glasses on. What do you mean?
I know, but take these off.
Well, I don't want to do that. You smudged them up. Look how gross they are. Looks like someone threw them in a dirt pile. Look at that. Do you even look at them? Please don't look at them. Yeah, okay. All right.
Gel.
No more licking. Roger that.
Just give me a random one.
What was that?
Just give me a random one.
One more time?
Just give me. Can you please give me just.
Manners. I love manners. Okay. Here. How about this? I'll make sure to give you a purple. How about that? I know that's your jam. That's your jammy jam. There you go.
Purple. Thank you, Daddy.
You're welcome. I'll be done soon and then we can scooter. Okay. New beans. Yeah, she's excited. She's so funny. Scooter, yeah. We don't like her to scooter down the street unless there's an adult out there. Yeah. Yeah. All right, we got the objective. We got the photos. I'm not exactly sure what ghosty this is yet. Nothing was really telling of it. I think it was normal. I think. Scooters are dangerous vehicles. That's true. She could run people over, man. It's dangerous out there. All right, let's do this. No, no need. I don't think so. I think it was normal speed. I think. Also, I think it saw me and didn't sprint. I think. Dave, listen, I'm just, I just want to see what they're like. All right, let's take these, put those in there. Okay. We know we have EMF 5, so thank goodness we were upstairs and we heard that. Hiromi, hello. No evidence? No, we have evidence. It's a nightmare run. Are you still in here? That's the real question. That sounded like a door touch over there. It's because it was. Biscuits. It's 12 degrees. It's moved. It's 1 degree out here. Shit. Almost freezing. What a poo-poo head. But if that's true, it's not that one either. You don't make sense. What? Still have yet to figure out what the hell that means. All of a sudden, the light flickers. All of a sudden, the lights flicker. This is not an interaction, but there's an EMF at the switch. No idea what that means. No clue. No idea. Did it blow out the firelight? No, the firelight was already blown out. I swear to God. I swear to God if it's another spirit. I swear to God. Shut up, Sarash. Yeah, and I've already used the music box. Yeah. Not a shade? I don't think so, because I think it wrote in the book with us in the room. I could do another test of that, just to be sure. You don't think it's a myling? I don't know. Here, let's hang out right here. Right here. You only get 2 evidence. Correct. But we have what we're going to get. We have EMF in writing, so it is what it is. Ghosty. My favorite ghost is a mimic. It's going to be a spirit. You know it. I know it. We all know it. It likes to journal. Neat. What did you write today? I got nothing. I got nothing. Cool. Hey, you should write in this. Thanks. Is this broken? So, probably a spirit or a myling. Just spamming you now. Yeah. So we've already used the music box, so the question is, do I wait in the dark or not? I ain't saying nothing. Thank you for the follows. Welcome in. It's going to be a spirit. It's going to be a spirit. The lanterns sound like they're getting blown out right next to me, and they're a floor above me. It's my favorite evidence. Dots are pretty cool. Yeah, dots are pretty cool. Oh, shit. Mubby. Back saying hello. Money on shade? I don't think so. No, I think it's a spirit or a myling. Myling test is going to be tough. But we could probably do it from here. Yeah, it wrote in the book with us in the hallway twice. I don't think it's a shade. I've had multiple spirits today, so the chances are it's a spirit. Happy Labor Day weekend. What's up, Manuel? Can you buy something in Phasmo with real money? You mean, is there microtransactions? No. What is a myling test? It's whenever you put the flashlight on the ground and you sit next to it and you get the ghostie on the same floor as you, and you're trying to see if you can hear the footsteps before the flashlight starts blinking. 'Tis the idea. 'Tis the idea. We'll see. How do the dots work? Level 13. I've never once seen the dots. The The dots, what they'll do, the ghost will go into a dot state, and then it will actually walk through and you'll see the ghost form in dots. So you just have to get a ghost that gives you dots. Not every ghost has it. Not every one of them has it. What's up, noob? Welcome in. We're just draining our sanity at the moment. What I could do to be on the safe side and do this is I could take one of these guys upstairs. If it hunts within range of us, it'll eat the crucifix. Bang, bang. Bang, bang. Will it be cool for the devs to add more ghosties, or will it be too congested? I don't think so. Adding one more? No. I think adding one more would be fine. I realized that the light of the fact the tier 3 headgear gets wonky when the ghost is near. The firelights work kind of well to light up the area to identify the ghost. Oh, you're talking about using like this. On viewer days, noob. Yeah, normally it's in the title if it ever is one. What up, Dream? How are you, homie? It's close. Do I like Phasmo or Demonologist more? If I like Demonologist more, I would play it more. I definitely don't. Where was the bone found? Did I find the bone? Ooh. I might be missing the bone. I don't remember if I picked it up. I don't think I did. What's up, Yenny? Welcome in. I don't think I did either. We'll wait for a hunt, and then we'll go searching. Well, let's wait for a hunt, then we'll go looking. No bone yet? Okay. See, now that you mentioned it, I was like, I don't think so. What do I think it is? I think it is a spirit. Yeah, Mr. Glay! 2 years? Mr. Glay, 24 frackin' months. Oh my god. I think it's a Miley. It could be. It could be. I'm just waiting for my sanity to get low enough for the hunt. So I'm sitting in the dark. We're close to the ghost. It could event on us. It's a matter of time. Glay, I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for the sub. We've already hit one of our monthly sub goals today. So the next one is on the way. You keep thinking the lantern is a doll. Thanks for the follows. Welcome in. Again, light flicker at the switch, EMF. No idea. Don't know why that does that. Now we know that we're within hunting. That's good. It's kind of quiet. It is kind of quiet. I would agree. There we go, finally. Shit. All right, let's take this downstairs. Yeah, we think it's a myling. But let's test it from down here. Get some lights on. Not a spirit. We hope not. Oh, I gotta find the bone too. Shite. That is dicey. I don't know. I heard the footsteps and there was no light blinking. Okay, that was roughly at 3:27:15. 3:27:15. You got a lighter this time. Yeah. Shut up. Smudge started. Thank you. All right, let's do some quick searching because I think I'm all out of smudgies. Yeah, I was gonna say that's an event. What the? You still think it's a shade? No shot. No shot. I have an idea. Got an idea. Let's go get this one. Yeah. Ghost wants a hug. No, thank you. I will pass. Minute 30, thank you. No hunt. Not yet. Sissy, hello, good morning, how are you? Guys, I hate to say it, but I think we knew what it was before we, son of a bitch. Come on, man. Come on, I gotta stay here. What time did I say? $3:27:15. All right. It can hunt me in the next like 10 seconds. This is going to be dicey. Hopefully it eats the crucifix. Just like that. Just guess. Oh, that's a horrible mentality. Yeah. 3 minutes. That's a spirit. We got all the stuff. We got all the photos. Let's rock. Yep. Another spirit. Good soup. Bone. I found the bone on top of the beanbag.
Welcome back. I've got some jobs ready for you.
Mom and I are moving out of the apartment tomorrow. Let's go. Heck yeah, sissy. Hell yeah. Spirit brother. Ugh. Hey, PJ, what's up, man? I'm good. How are you? Another spirit. Not resetting? Not yet. No. I'm waiting until after Friday, where Friday I'm probably going to be, I would almost guarantee it, is going to be our viewer day. And on that day, I want to make sure that I have tier 3 equipment, so that way people are not joining and having to use tier 1. So I know I'm eating into the prestige a bit, but it's fine. It's not that big of a deal. It's really not that big of a deal. It's fine. From now until then, we'll just do fun runs and challenges. Tomorrow, I've got the weekly to do. And then after that, we're going to continue the all difficulty tier 1 challenge. So we have the apocalypse runs of that to do. Last time we did that run, unfortunately, our apocalypse 3 was cut short due to the audio bug that will not be fixed until October. So yippee skippy. You again. But yeah. This for stress.
I want it. Keep it.
You can't keep it. It's mine. It was a gift to me. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? Hey, you better keep that in this room. Thank you, ma'am. I'll be done here shortly. What, honey? Okay. A bean for the... No, she already did. She already had. No, she already had. She's already had some. All right. What? You had jelly beans. I don't know what she's saying. Okay. Well, guys, it is 4:30. I try to usually cut it between 4 and 4:30 on Sundays because fam time. Like short stack in the back. So, hi. What is wrong with you? There's no camera here. The camera's there. Dingleberry. But thank you guys for chilling with me. I appreciate you so much. Tiki Tax. Thank you. What's up, Pterodactyl? How are you? Let's go find someone to raid, shall we? What, man? No. I was leaving them sealed. Because I like keeping my friend. Yeah. Hi, Mr. Doc. So glad to be here for a flash job. Here, you'll be able to see her better when I go to this screen. Oh, my Lanta. Thank you guys for an awesome Sunday stream. I appreciate you. We're off to one heck of a start. The next goal for the monthly goals is at 250, where we have one of these wonderful, nasty, disgusting sodas to drink.
Yeah, but Dad.
Yeah? What if I make you drink it instead of me?
Well, have a tiny sip of one that's.
Well, they're all that gross. To be very clear. Are you just looking at yourself? You're a weirdo. No, they're all really gross and disgusting. So I don't think you would enjoy them much at all.
What is this?
What's There's a random bean on the desk. What's sorcery?
It's this.
You're good.
Hey, we're gonna play
Rocket League again? If I do a 24-hour stream, I'm gonna end up playing Rocket League again.
for like a whole night. You won't be able to get to sleep. You won't get to sleep
No.
until the morning.
That's correct. That is correct. I know. That's how I feel too.
Oh, and you
Does she
gotta-
play? No, not really. Randomly she'll play stuff. She's a hoot.
My dad has to watch me do my bike. So bye.
Wow. She just throws you guys away. Did you hear that? Wow. Davey, thank you for the bits. Hey, they're feeding you over here. Remember, you get fed by bits. If there's no bits, you don't eat.
Where are they?
So they fed you today.
What is this?
This right here. Bits. Yeah.
Where's my name?
It doesn't say your name. That's just how it works.
What is it saying?
What are they trying to? Who's trying to say?
Like one of your friends.
What are they trying to say? They're saying, look.
It says hi. Izzy.
It does say hi. Scarlett, thank you for the bits.
Whenever I do this, he just gives me a bit.
What is wrong with you?
If you notice back here.
I do notice it. All right. I think that's the cue.
Your friends.
I think that's the cue. It's scooter time.
I wanna.
You don't need to talk. They're not saying words out like through the headphones. Hey, you're hitting the desk and you're shaking. You're earthquaking me. You're earthquaking me. Oh, she knows she's a little cutie. Oh, she knows. She knows. I will be there in a second. Get out of here. Shoo, skedat. Yo, your mother's gonna go nuts if you keep singing that song. All right. How about you get out of here and I will end it. You get out of here and I will end it so that way we can go scoot. If you go upstairs, we will scoot. All right, then I guess we're just gonna keep going. Nope, we're gonna stay right here. Sorry. Yep, we're just gonna stream forever and ever. Sorry. Oh no, she's not. She's not a daddy's girl. She's really not. She's a mommy's girl. Through and through. Yay, more games. No, she is absolutely a mommy's girl. If she was given a choice, if she was being told, hey, you have to pick one of them, she'd pick her mother a million times over. I'm sure my wife appreciates that very much. Very much.
Welcome back.
No, welcome back. Get out. All right, let's go find somewhere to raid. Let's go find. Hazy Melly, welcome in. Thank you for the follow. How are you? Don't get me wrong. She knows she gets the special treatment. She knows. Why don't I use all tier 3? I just don't prefer the tier 3 for some of the items. That's all. Seems to be the boss of the shenanigans. She kind of is. Kind of. Yeah. Kind of. She likes to, she experiences a lot of FOMO. So if she's not included, she is not very pleased about it. Yeah. Use tier 1 incense. Yeah. Tier 1 incense, tier 2 salt. Yeah. What is FOMO? Fear of missing out. Fear of missing out. Boom, 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 boom. One child? No, 3. I have a 12-year-old, a 9-year-old, and a 6-year-old. Perche, hello. Let us go to... Hezzy, welcome in. How are you? What it do? You know what? You know where I think we're going to go? I think this is where we're going to go. I don't know the last time I raided her. Amethyst, hello. You were the only girl. I was one of 3. I was the youngest. I have an older sister and an older brother. Show us all your kids. Okay, relax, first of all. Secondly, the other 2 are probably outside sweating, running around, which is why she's trying to coax me upstairs so she can also do it. You have 2 kiddos? That's awesome. There's so many people in the horror community that have kids. So many. There are so many. All right. My friends, if you are not subbed, there is a raid command for you. If you are, that's for you. Creepy tier 3s, that's for you. So like I said, one last time, hold. Switch over so we can see it again. So again, These are the goals for September. I have to add this to my scenes. I just haven't done it yet. So these are the goals for September. September. We will work our way through. We have reached one already. Next up is Nasty Soda. And then after that, we add another viewer day to the mix. Except this one, I will not be dressed as Yoshi. Neon, thank you so much, friend. I hope that everything's going well for you guys. But yeah. So I'm going to go hang out with the fam. I appreciate you guys. We are going to go say hi to a friend. Davey, thank you for the bits. Appreciate you guys. We're going to go say hi to Moon Bunny. I don't remember the last time I raided Moon Bunny. Moon Bunny is freaking awesome. Moon Bunny is around so many different communities, plays so many horror games, such cool peeps. I got to meet Moon Bunny IRL, which was awesome. So fun to hang out with. When I went to Chinggis's, I got to hang out, which was super freaking cool. Super cool. So guys, thank you so much. Appreciate you for an awesome day. September's going to be a ride. It's going to be something. We'll see. But we are going to be live again tomorrow, 8:30 p.m. I repeat, weekly. After the weekly, we're going to continue the all difficulty tier 1 challenge. And we'll see how it goes. Yeah, we will see. But you guys are awesome. Thank you so much for an amazing stream. I will see you guys tomorrow. If you're not already in the Discord link is there. It's discord.gg/FlashForce. If it doesn't work, I would try another browser. And then the rest of the socials are there. So yeah, as soon as you do the weekly, the next day it'll be posted on the tubes and all that stuff. I believe in you. Thank you, friend. All right, guys, we're out of here. I will see you guys later. Much love. Peace. Goodbye. Chicken grease. See ya. Bye.